And welcome back inside Kemper Arena in Kansas City. It could get wild this afternoon. Two teams with very large, very vocal followings. Kansas and Iowa State set to go in the first semifinal game. Today's starting lineups are being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart. Iowa State will start like this. Fred Hoiberg coming off a poor shooting performance, along with Julius, Michalik. Loren Meyer had the big day yesterday. We understand maybe Jacy Hollaway won't start. It could be Kimbrough, but Hurl Beechum will be at the 2 guard, a good shooter, and Tim Floyd back at the helm of the Cyclones today. Ejected yesterday, said one of my goals today, simply go the distance and watch my team win. What a great first season he's had in Ames, Iowa. For Kansas, the usual 5 will be out there. Pearson and Raef LaFrentz, Greg Ostertag, that big front line, Jacque, Vaughn, and Jerod Haase, and of course, Roy Williams on the bench. What a terrific job he's done now in his 7th season at Kansas, and look at that career record. So that's how they're going to start him here today. Let's take a look at 4 keys to the game. John Sunvold.
First thing, Iowa State offensive efficiency. What that means is Iowa State does not have a penetrator that kicks it out. So they have to move their bodies quicker, set better picks, look for the outside shot that frees up Loren Meyer. On the Kansas side, when they shoot the ball well outside, Haase, Pearson, and Thomas, that allows the big 3, Ostertag, LaFrentz, and Pollard, to work on the inside.
Again, Kemper Arena. John, the losing teams yesterday shot a collective 30%. If that had been a gunfight yesterday, there'd been a lot of bullet holes in the walls and the ceilings and not too many in the gunfighters.
Exactly right. As I walked in today, the first question I had, did they check the rim? It's never the player's fault. We had too many good shooters not shoot the ball well. So I thought, well, maybe that rim's probably 10 feet 3 inches or something.
Yeah, Tim Floyd, the Iowa State coach, said before the game, there he is talking with Roy Williams and the officials. He said, you know, they don't look that tight. He was standing on the floor watching his teams line up. You wondered about the height and the tight.
Well, I shot a couple early. I think the rims are fine.
Well, you were getting nothing but net. You weren't hitting any rim.
I told Johnny Onchis was Oklahoma practice this morning. He came up and he said, what do you think of the rims? I said, well, the key is you just don't hit the rim, John, and you're fine.
John had an interesting thing. Jason Kimbrough came out to start, and the officials sent him back and put Jacy Hollaway out there because he was originally listed in the starting lineup. So Hollaway will start after all because it's listed that way. Jerod Haase for Kansas. Ostertag, Pearson. Let's take a look at the Iowa State defense.
Iowa State is going to get on Jerod Haase with Hoiberg, and they put Beechum on Pearson. They do not want the shooters to get going. They're going to trail them. They're going to do everything they can. They may run then a little triangle inside, more of a zone. They will allow Jacque Vaughn to take a look at the basket from the outside, try to stop his penetration. Almost a triangle in 2.
And if Greg Ostertag would operate at the top of the circle like he was there, Tim Floyd would be jumping up and down with joy all afternoon. He won't. He'll come out there on occasion just to take the pass.
That would be fine. Kansas man-to-man defense has bothered the Cyclones in Lawrence. What they will try to do is overplay. Oh,
good. Backdoor cut. And Kimbrough knocked it down. They got him in that ball game in a hurry. Iowa State taking the quick 2-0 lead. They're going to let Vaughn roam around out there, too, it looks like, John.
They're going to let Vaughn shoot it. They let Ostertag out front. Loren Meyer takes the rebound. Last time down Iowa State, they spread the floor a little bit more. Tim Floyd knows they are not a dribble team. They're more of a passing-type team.
Michalik, 1 dribble and done, and now Meyer going right inside at Ostertag, and what a shot by Loren Meyer off the backhand.
Well, the young man's on a roll, 31 against Nebraska, 25 yesterday in a Missouri ball game. He had a bad game against Ostertag last time out, only 1 of 10, and Big O blocked 5 of his shots.
And Iowa State 2 for 2 after that dismal shooting yesterday, and Pearson right back for the University of Kansas. It's a 4-2 lead to Iowa State.
A welcome relief if Pearson shoots the ball well. He has been in somewhat of a slump the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season. He needs to get going, not only for this ball game, for the Jayhawks in the NCAA tournament.
Michalik, fake, dumped it inside, and Meyer blocked by Ostertag. First block for the Big O. Jerod Haase weaving through traffic like a running back in football, and Hoiberg takes it away. See Hoiberg's first shot. We're not going to press it.
Hoiberg will settle it down. Iowa State is a better half-court offensive team. They like to run plays, like to run set. Kansas loves to get out on the break with Jacque Vaughn leading the way.
Meyer facing Ostertag. That one's in and out, and rebounded by Raef LaFrentz, and here comes Kansas, down by 2. Early in the first semifinal game. Look at Jacque take it to the hole.
Folks are going to get a look at one of the best point guards in the country. The reason is Jacque knows when and when not to. The two most important things as a player. He knows when to push it, when to pull it back and set the offense. Terrific move.
Hurl Beechum cutting through the lane, shoots over Pearson and knocks it down. It was Hurl Beechum that got him going in the second half yesterday with 5 threes. What a fish inside the Greg Ostertag.
Well, give Big O credit. He had position from the get-go. He went right down, went lower than the block, right on the basket. He locked Loren Meyer. Jacque found it.
He's played 2 years as Jacque. He was smart enough to be looking for it. Jacque will get it to you. Both teams shooting well in the early going. 3 for 5. Michalik lost it off his foot. The Hawks are going to push it. Vaughn right back to Haase for the bucket.
Picture perfect 2-on-1. Once he gave up the dribble, ball didn't touch the floor. Easy layup.
4 of the 5 Kansas starters have scored. Only Raef LaFrentz has it. Something the Hawks always do very well, distribute the points.
You want to see if Iowa State can get Fred Hoiberg off early in this game. Tough shooting yesterday afternoon.
1 for 16 was Hoiberg, and now the Cyclones turn it over. Haase. Tough shot off the baseline, won't fall. Hoiberg with another big rebound. Boy, he does so many things for this team.
You know, when you watch Iowa State on the offensive end, Michalik has lost the ball a couple times. He's a little bit fragile with the basketball, and Kansas will get after you.
James Hamilton is at the scorer's table for Iowa State. May replace Michalik. Beechum. Little off target of that one, and Greg Ostertag up for the rebound. Kansas has Pollard set to come in. Like Billy Thomas over there with him. Vaughn. Shot. Off the front of the rim. Hoiberg couldn't control it. Haase has it. Pearson against Beechum. LaFrentz is on the deck, and he and Michalik tangled up down there. Now Ostertag with a shot that won't fall. Rebounded by Loren Meyer. Iowa State down 2.
Iowa State again slows the pace of this game down.
You'd probably like to see a 20-minute game.
Yeah, I think so. They like to slow it down. Super move by Kimbrough as he gets around Vaughn.
4 points, Jason Kimbrough. And we're tied at 8. Whistle blowing. Haase stepped on the out-of-bounds stripe as it came down the baseline. Iowa State gets it back. Kansas sending 4 new players in the game. Listen to the crowd roaring for Iowa State right now. We have a timeout here. 15:33 left in the first half, and we're back after this from your good friends at Phillips 66.
On any given day, you'll find couples at the park enjoying the benefits of ultra-clean propane, one of the alternative transportation fuels from Phillips Petroleum. Cleaner air. That's what it means to be the Performance Company.
Did you ever wonder what life is like on other planets? Like maybe there's this world where everybody can slam dunk, and everyone gets a Ford Ranger just for being born. Or there's a planet where nothing costs more than $1, and your biggest decision is what color probe to drive. Maybe there's a world where everybody's job is just to go to the beach, and you get a Mustang convertible as a company car. Ford. Cool cars for a cool planet.
So I did some checking, and I found out $2.99 is really the same thing as $3, except it's a penny less. So some burger joint's got a meal cost $2.99. Big whoop. Who cares if it's only $2.99 if I'm not going to like eating it? But if you make it taste good, you know, like a Whopper. Flame broiled, not fried. Maybe throw in some fries and a drink. I'll gladly pay you $2.99. Hey, I'd even go as high as $3.02.
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Great ball game, Kemper Arena. 8-8 tie. If you're on a fast break, you want the defender to turn his head. Good pass from Haase. Good touch pass back from Vaughn. Easy layup executed perfectly. Good start to a good ball game.
This team does so many things well, and Iowa State doing them well here also. The shooting so far in this ball game. Much better start than yesterday. Yesterday, Iowa State was 6 for 32 in the first half, 4 for 7 today. Hoiberg hasn't had a shot yet. He had that 1 for 16 day yesterday. Kind of had a little smile for you this morning when he came out to warm up.
You know, a nice thing he said to me, I said, Fred, how do you feel? He goes, you know what? At least I hit one yesterday. That's what shooters think. With Kansas, the aggressiveness of Kansas defense, they like to push you out of your offense, get you away from the basket.
McGrath and Hollaway.
Oh, good pass.
Out inside to Loren Meyer. What a dish.
And that can happen. Pollard was helping out. He was hedging on the pick for Hoiberg. Meyer slipped the pick wide open.
Two different types of point guards for Iowa State. Jacy, Hollaway, Jason Kimbrough. Kimbrough got 2 quick buckets. That pass from Jacy Hollaway got Meyer one, and now Pollard answers at the Kansas end, and we're tied at 10. Turnover. I think that pass might have surprised Fred Hoiberg a little bit. It hit him down around the knees.
Watch the pass. Now Meyer's going to set a pick. See Pollard flash out, step to the basketball. Perfect delivery by Holloway.
Point guards have to make reads in a hurry, and when they do it right, it's pretty, isn't it? McGrath. They were daring him to shoot it. Don't dare Haase, he will. And get it. Jerod has 4.
Well, with this offensive lineup in, Iowa State is going to put more pressure on Haase and Billy Thomas, who is a shooter. They will allow B.J. Williams to shoot, and C.B. McGrath. Scott Pollard is an offensive force down on the block.
Hoiberg being chased by Jerod Haase. Matchup of 2 pretty good shooters right there. Hollaway. Hurl Beechum fouled by Billy Thomas, the freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana.
C.B. McGrath doing a nice job on Holloway, and the fact if you're guarding, even though Holloway's not a shooter, if you give enough pressure on him so he can't overlook the floor, make easy passes.
Jacque Vaughn back in at the point for C.B. McGrath. Great Gurley's in the game for Kansas now. Raef LaFrentz taking a breather. Oh. How easy was that?
Well, nice pass mix-up on the Kansas defense. They were not guarding the interior very well. Good pass from Holloway.
Look what I found. 12-12 tie. 13:48 left in the first half, and a good game going early on here in Kemper. Game 1 of the semifinal round. Hey, Billy Thomas can shoot it.
Well, the young freshman sure does have a nice looking stroke. You cannot allow him to catch a basketball, take a look, and just sit there and wait.
Hoiberg, first shot of the day. Down it goes. It's a 3 for Fred Hoiberg.
As the Cyclone fans roar. They didn't have enough of that yesterday. Outstanding player.
He was 1 for 16 yesterday. He knocks down a 3 on his first shot today. And Iowa State in a 15-15 tie with Kansas. Blocking foul.
Watch a penetration by Vaughn. Now, Holloway is daring Jacque Vaughn to shoot, but you cannot allow the penetration. Then the drop-off. Hamilton a step slow getting to B.J. Williams. But if you're playing off the point guard, you still have to seal the middle. It should be easier for you to do that.
Vaughn fires it in the corner to Jerod Haase. We're tied at 15 with 13:05 left in the first half here. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are up next in the second semifinal game today, and that time the foul goes against the University of Kansas. Iowa State gets the ball back.
Iowa State with Derrick Hayes and James Hamilton on the floor, 2 of their best defenders. And they're a more athletic team with these 2 guys in the ballgame.
B.J. Williams' first foul. 3 team fouls on Kansas, 3 on Iowa State. This game is really even right now in every department. Holloway, Hoiberg, and we've got a foul in the lane, and that time against Loren Meyer of Iowa State. As Hoiberg got the shot.
I tell you what, a lot of work for Jerod Haase to guard Hoiberg. He came off 1 low pick, and now Loren Meyer's going to give him a little elbow. Tough guarding Hoiberg. He comes off so many picks. You're going to get bumped and bruised all day long.
You really can't throw that little chicken wing out there, can you? You got to keep your elbow tucked in.
I'm not sure Loren Meyer has a little chicken wing. It's a big one.
That's a turkey wing. Big wing. Condor wing. Pollard had it deflected by Meyer. Haase for 3. He has 5. And the Hawks go up by 3. 12:24 left in the first half. We got a good game going, John.
Good ball game. Haase, Big 8 newcomer of the year. Provides instant offense, can shoot it deep and can take it to the hole.
These 2 teams split their first 2 meetings of the year. Iowa State winning in games as Hoiberg scored the last 17 points in that game, and then the Hawks really put on a performance against them at Allen Fieldhouse. Holloway to Meyer. Oh, what a nice move. Loren Meyer nifty.
Nice play by Holloway. He took it baseline, drew the defense, and gave it off to Meyer.
KU by 1 as Sean Pearson goes baseline and got an air ball. Hamilton came over to help out on defense. Now Hamilton to the bucket. A little too strong with a try and a foul on Derrick Haase, I believe. We have timeout here with 11:37 left in our first half. Good ball game going. We'll be right back after this from Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart.
Everyone's being so nice to me.
Honey, stay and watch the game. I'll go mow the lawn.
I mean, really nice.
Dad, I want to change my curfew from midnight to 11.
Too nice.
Everybody wants to be your friend because friends fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Hey, neighbor.
Make reservations and buy your round-trip ticket at our low, unrestricted fare.
Look, John, in my professional opinion, you're simply the nicest guy I've ever met. In fact, you're my favorite patient.
Friends fly free. Anywhere Southwest flies.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that will pick you up right at your door. That's Enterprise. Call us. We'll arrange to come to you, take you back to our office, and you're on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Big 8 fans, don't miss out on this exclusive Big 8 tournament jacket offer. Order your denim jacket with your favorite Big 8 team logo and commemorative Big 8 conference logo by calling 1-800-615-1200. If your team wins the tournament, we'll have the championship logo absolutely free. Order now.
So I did some checking, and I found out $2.99 is really the same thing as $3, except it's a penny less. So some burger joint's got a meal cost $2.99. Big whoop. Who cares if it's only $2.99 if I'm not going to like eating it? But if you make it taste good, you know, like a Whopper. Flame broiled, not fried. Maybe throw in some fries and a drink. I'll gladly pay you $2.99. Hey, I'd even go as high as $3.02.
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Kansas with a 1-point lead. Jacy Hollaway, not known as a scorer, but run the show. He beats Vaughn. Hamilton seals his man off. Great delivery to Meyer, who finishes the play with a tough shot. Iowa State's playing well early. And Loren Meyer off to a good start also.
Big strong guy at 6'10", but he's pretty nifty down in there too. Big 8 fans have a chance to vote for the All Big 8 team. Sprint's All Big 8 team by calling 1-800-229-BIG-8. And a point guard matchup in this game, Vaughn and Hollaway. Take your choice by calling that number. We'll announce that team at noon, or at halftime of the championship game tomorrow on our telecast. Vaughn through the lane. Short with the try, rebound, Jacy Hollaway, and here come the Cyclones down 1, and Hollaway is going to go to the bucket with it. Wouldn't fall for it. Haase battling at the baseline, and it will be Iowa State basketball. Derrick Haase made the save down there.
Great aggressive play, and you have to know Tim Floyd likes the fact that Hollaway took it to the hoop. He did not just pull up and do anything. He took it, had a chance to make it. Now watch Iowa State attack the glass. Derrick Haase goes after the ball, throws it off LaFrentz. Iowa State is in this ball game early. They're playing hard and really playing pretty smart.
Playing very, very well. Boy, they showed some toughness yesterday when they lost Tim Floyd with the ejection in the first half. Speaking of rejection, Greg Ostertag trying to run it down now and does. Iowa State getting only 15 in the first half yesterday and coming back to win that ball game, showing some real resiliency.
You know, we talked about it yesterday. The Big 8 tournament, but the major part of the time is won by senior-laden ball clubs like Iowa State. Last year, Nebraska, Piakowski, Jamar Johnson, Chubbuck, they were seniors. This is their last go-around. Iowa State came out the second half like they had to win, and they played well.
Haase no, Ostertag no with a stick-back attempt. And Hamilton rebounds for Iowa State. Hoiberg working on Haase.
Nice part right now, Tim Floyd doing last time out, let Loren Meyer sit a while. It's hard to play against the big three for Kansas. Ostertag and Pollard will beat on you, and LaFrentz, all 7-footer.
Hoiberg's shot too strong. Haase has the rebound. Hamilton deflected the pass for a moment, but Ostertag got it back. And he has 4, the 7'2" senior from Duncanville, Texas. KU by 3 midway through the first half. Hoiberg's so interesting to watch, John. He really never colors outside the lines, does he? He's so solid fundamentally. He just does the right things. Now here he comes off the screen and the catch, but he's not going to try to force anything.
Good job by Haase once again defensively. Everywhere Hoiberg goes, Jerod Haase is right with him.
Hollaway lost his dribble, needs help. Can't find it. Now he does. Hamilton lost the handle on it. Iowa State basketball at the baseline with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Well, nice play by Hamilton. Actually, he had Ostertag out on him one-on-one. Take a look at Haase. Has to go through 2 picks, but the second pick, Michalik turned his body, didn't set it. If you're going to set picks, you need to set a pick to free up a guy like Hoiberg. He's that valuable to this ball club.
Jacy Hollaway with a cut over his eye has gone to the bench. Kimbrough back in. 1 second on the shot clock. Not much you can do here.
Well, take a look for the lob. Either that or a quick pick for Hoiberg there. Beechum stepping out. They had a mismatch, but didn't have the ball in.
Beechum had it knocked out of his hands. They say that he touched it last. Kansas gets it back. Again, you're talking about setting picks. We were talking about a former Big 8 player that you played in the NBA with that would do that, Ed Neely.
Ed Neely would get you open. If you ran a play, Ed Neely, and that's why he played 10 years in the NBA. He freed up players. I think he freed up Michael Jordan a few times. Ed was a great player in the Big 8 conference.
There have been so many go through this league. 17 on the shot clock for Kansas. P.J. Williams with a lob. Tough catch for Pollard and knocked back out of there by Iowa State.
Nice block by Hamilton. Iowa State, that's the second time in a row they're getting caught on the front side and no help behind him. Hamilton had to make the play all by himself. Good pass.
Oh. Whoa! Nicely done to Fred Hoiberg. He has 5. Kansas by 1. And Jacque Vaughn lost the handle on it. They battled at the baseline, and the Cyclones get it back. 4 turnovers, Kansas, 5 Iowa State. Let's go back and look.
Take a look at the pass by Michalik. A simple back door. B.J. Williams didn't see Hoiberg. He was actually watching Hoiberg and not the basketball and his offensive player, and Hoiberg with an easy layup.
John, this may sound funny to some people, but there are times when teams can play pretty. That was pretty.
That was a nice play. You know, Loren Meyer comes back in. He had a few minutes of rest. They're in the same position. They were down 1 when he went out. They're still down 1, and they're in fine shape.
You know, Kansas making Iowa State work for every reception and every shot, but the Cyclones are doing that. They're hanging in mentally with it.
Kansas is an outstanding defensive team. They funnel you to certain areas on the court, and then they'll trap you.
Michalik trying to create something. Gets it down. Julius Michalik with his first 2. And the Cyclones up by a point. And a good first half so far. They leave Pollard alone. He comes off the front of the rim, and Hoiberg, great hands, and he picked off the rebound.
Well, sometimes in their triangle and 2 defense or box and 1, what they'll try, Tim Floyd will have you just face guard. Hoiberg's been face guarding Haase. He was fortunate to turn around quick enough to get the basketball.
And you hear the Cyclone fans roaring in here. Boy, they have great fans at Iowa State, and they bring a large contingent down here. Kansas, needless to say, with a legion of followers here. Beechum is going to take the basket away. Great defense by the University of Kansas. Beechum called for the foul, no bucket.
Kansas will overplay, and you can backdoor him. Here's a terrific pass, the bounce pass, but the weak side help. Scott Pollard right there takes a charge. Great overplay. You have to have weak side help from your teammates. Kansas had that.
7:37 left in our first half. We go to a message from your hometown Phillips 66 station, where you find good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Under this bright yellow cap, inside this distinctive black bottle, you'll discover gold for your car. Premium quality Phillips 66 Trop Arctic motor oil, engineered to the highest standards of the automotive industry. Now in an environmentally smarter bottle. A bottle made with recycled materials. Look for Trop Arctic motor oil in the black bottle with the yellow cap and discover gold for your car.
How much do you pay for a minute of long distance?
45 cents.
Oh, get out.
About 60 cents.
Oh, about $1.50. I have no idea. I'm sure it's a lot.
85. Now Sprint introduces a whole new way to save on long distance. Every evening and all weekend long, a minute is just 10 cents. It's that simple.
That looks like a dime.
1 minute, 2 minutes, 3.
E pluribus unum.
Who says a dime doesn't buy you anything anymore?
Call now for 10 cents a minute and get up to 100 minutes free.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Mary.
Larry! For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort.
Iowa State by 1 with 7:37 left in our first half here at Kemper Arena. This game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, with low fares on every seat of everywhere it flies. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart. That's how the other two went. Iowa State winning by 4 in Ames, Kansas by 20 in Lawrence. Raef LaFrentz to Jacque Vaughn, and you're just going to leave Vaughn alone on the wing and see if he'll shoot it. Instead, he tries the lob, and it comes off the rim to Iowa State's Jason Kimbrough.
Well, no spacing there for Jacque Vaughn. They are sitting in the laps. They're allowing him to shoot. That pass is going to be difficult. He has to make up the slack against the defender.
Jacy Hollaway patched up now and could come back in if needed. He has a patch over his eye, and Iowa State turns it over. Under the pressure of the Kansas defense, their 7th turnover.
The aggressiveness of the Jayhawk defense. You cannot pick up your dribble. When you pick up your dribble, you're in trouble because they will overplay and overplay.
Kansas now looking for the lead. Haase. Pollard with his back to the basket, knocked out of there. He's able to save it to Vaughn, and he's going to go for 2. And this, a look at Pollard fighting for position underneath the bucket and getting the shot down. Welcome to all of you across the nation joining us here in Kansas City for the first semifinal game at the Big 8 postseason tournament, and a game it is. Julius Michalik for Iowa State, and the Cyclones are back up by 1 with 6:28 left in our first half. Fred White along with Jen Sunvold, and good to have you all with us. Second game today, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Loren Meyer deflecting a pass.
Jacque Vaughn, once again, he has 1 of 5 from field goals, and he's going to try to make those passes. Iowa State's just sitting inside. Vaughn either has to pick up the slack with his dribble, or he's going to have to knock in one of those shots. He may take another bounce. They're allowing him a 10 to 12 footer if he wants to take a bounce and take the jump shot.
John, this is a lot like the first game these two teams played in Ames. Seesaw. We've had 6 ties, 6 lead changes, and late LaFrentz with a lob couldn't stick it.
Great pass, missed an easy one.
The biggest lead in this game has been 4 points, and it has been a seesaw battle.
Well, the game in Ames was really like this, like you said, Fred. Both teams played well defensively. When they went to Lawrence, Kansas took Iowa State completely out of anything they wanted to do offensively, and it was a long day for the Cyclones.
Loren Meyer way out of range, gets it to Hoiberg. Hoiberg can't find the shot. Beechum can, and he can shoot it. He's knocked down as he tried it. I believe that was a 3-point attempt. We'll see. He might have been inside the arc.
Iowa State more of a catch-and-shoot ball club. They do not have too many guys that can break you down off the dribble, and that becomes very difficult when you play against a team like Kansas. Kansas will get after you. You need to be able to go by your man and create a mismatch. Hurl Beechum yesterday, 5 3-pointers ignited this ball club to beat Missouri, scoring 53 points the second half.
Well, they survived a bizarre day yesterday. That will be a 3-shot foul. 25-15 at halftime. Iowa State was down in Missouri. Hurl Beechum, 70% shooter, misses his first attempt. Beechum good. Now he has another one coming, and it's a 2-point lead to Iowa State. 5:42 left in what has been an excellent first half here. Fun game.
Both clubs playing well.
Haase, look at Hoiberg defend.
Hoiberg and Haase will both be tired at the end of this ball game, chasing each other. That's better. Jacque Vaughn took up the slack. He made it an easier shot. Doesn't have to shoot a 3, take a couple bounces, shoot about a 12-footer. He knocked it down.
Jacque Vaughn has 6 points. He's not a big scorer. 9 is his average. He had 6 yesterday. Loren Meyer working the baseline, blocked by Raef LaFrentz. And a great save by Jacque Vaughn, and LaFrentz gets it right back to him. And look at the Jayhawks. Vaughn's going to push it. Ostertag with a rebound, and the ball hit Fred Hoiberg right in the face. It was unintentional. LaFrentz, a tough shooting left for Raef LaFrentz, and the Cyclones come away with a 1-point lead in the basketball.
Well, they survived. Kansas outstanding help defensively. LaFrentz, when he made the block offensively, he made the little chip. He missed the little chip shot.
Hurl Beechum. Meyer to Kimbrough. Hoiberg from way outside. It won't fall. And a foul called against Greg Ostertag. James Hamilton hit the floor hard down there, and Ostertag helping him up. Roy Williams upset with the call. really upset with
both guys going after the basketball. Watch Hamilton get up first, and as Ostertag goes for the ball, really gets part of his arm. Nothing flagrant. Referee thought there was a slap on the arm, which there was. Roy Williams not happy.
How can you tell? he was really unhappy. Iowa State turn it over on the inbounds pass. Jacque Vaughn. Gurley. Foul at the baseline, or rather Haase, excuse me, fouled at the baseline.
Haase, one of those aggressive type players, will take it off the dribble and bounce it hard towards you. Jacque Vaughn, good head and eyes up the court. Here's a situation. He pounds it hard. He's a good shooter, leans his body in, trying to draw contact that time.
John, this is really a player's game right now, isn't it?
That's a lot of fun. The excitement is good in this building. As you mentioned, predominantly Kansas fans here, but there are so many Iowa State fans that came down from Iowa.
Well, they are great fans. They come in big numbers. They're vocal. Now we're tied at 25, and Haase will shoot the second free throw. He has 6 points.
Important for Iowa State, we said earlier, to play well early and to play well this game because their confidence level is good right now. They've had 2 good back-to-back wins. If they play well today, maybe get a victory that sure helps their outlook when they go to the tournament.
Walking call on James Hamilton. The Cyclones had the break set and just got a little too eager that time.
If you notice on that break, he had a 3-on-2. Well, Hurl Beechum is a spot-up shooter. Instead of going to the basket, which Hamilton thought he would, he flares out to the corner. Normally, your teammate would go to the basket, you make a bounce pass. As he turned to bounce it, Beecham's way out in the corner.
Those 9 turnovers have hurt Iowa State. Kansas has scored 11 points off of them, but it's a 1-point lead to the Jayhawks right now. Pearson off the screen. The basket will not count. The foul on Hurl Beechum of Iowa State, his second.
Within the motion offensive Kansas, they will set pick after pick after pick. It becomes very frustrated if you're a defender to fight through all of them.
Must feel like the ball in a pinball machine when you get done with your day. 3:52 left in our first half. We got a good one. Don't go away.
Inside every one of us is an athlete with a thirst for the game going on around us. It's life, and if you play hard at it, you get thirsty. That's why we make Gatorade. Hey, life is a sport. Drink it up.
We made history on the American road. Now we're looking to the future. Introducing the new Ford Explorer. The only leading compact sport utility with standard dual airbags. The one with the roomiest interior. And the one that was ranked highest compact sport utility in initial quality. The new Ford Explorer. Far and away, the best the world has to offer.
So I did some checking, and I found out $2.99 is really the same thing as $3, except it's a penny less. So some burger joint's got a meal cost $2.99. Big whoop. Who cares if it's only $2.99 if I'm not going to like eating it? But if you make it taste good, you know, like a Whopper. Flame broiled, not fried. Maybe throw in some fries and a drink. I'll gladly pay you $2.99. Hey, I'd even go as high as $3.02.
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Kansas with a 1-point lead. 3:52 left in the first half. 4 is the biggest lead in the first half of this game so far. Hustle stats, and hustle's been a big part of it. Iowa State with a 2-rebound advantage. KU 3 steals to 1. Blocks 3 to 1. Burger King hustle stats.
Well, as you can tell, hustle stats kind of indicative of the score. Pretty even. The blocks, obviously, Mr. Ostertag's been good. Terrific play set up by Roy Williams. You always have to be careful. Kansas comes out of timeouts and they run something specific. That time they got the lob to B.J. Williams.
B.J. Williams' first 2 points of the ball game. The Jayhawks up by 3. That's their biggest lead of the game. Derrick Hayes, Loren Meyer. Ostertag coming out to cover. Kansas just don't let you breathe no matter where you go, do they?
They do a nice job of switching. When someone gets in trouble, they communicate well enough to help each other out.
Hamilton, Hoiberg fires it down inside. Meyer with his back to Ostertag with a jump hook. Won't stick. B.J. Williams comes away with a basketball for Kansas, and Vaughn in a hurry to Pearson. Ostertag wants the ball down inside. They're going to try to get it to him. Knocked out of there by James Hamilton.
Not a good pass. B.J. Williams. Two guys are on Ostertag. They're not guarding B.J. Williams. He either has to swing the basketball or take the 12-foot jump shot.
23 on the shot clock. Hollaway with the basketball. Hoiberg, tough catch. Oh, they get Derrick Haase all alone on the baseline, and the shot won't fall for him. Hamilton trying to chase it down, can't. Jacque Vaughn for Kansas. 2:37 left in our first half. Vaughn, he has 8. He's going to make him pay, it looks like, John.
Well, Jacque Vaughn, you can see the confidence on his face. He's talking a little bit, having fun. He's a good shooter. He's not a great shooter, especially not past three-point line, but they're not even making him shoot three-point shots. They're allowing him to get even closer.
And a hand check along the baseline. As James Hamilton started to go down the baseline. 5-point lead to Kansas, the biggest lead of the day. Hoiberg's going to sit down for Iowa State. Hurl Beechum and Michalik coming in. Hamilton will leave. And 4 new players in for Kansas. LaFrentz, Gurley, Billy Thomas, Scott Pollard, and Raef LaFrentz are out there for the Hawks right now.
Well, the depth of this Kansas ball club, they can rotate a lot of players in to play a lot of different minutes. Iowa State has to rely on just a certain few people, really have to play exceptional to beat this Kansas team.
Blocked by Pollard. You know, Roy Williams not afraid to substitute a whole new 5 out there when he's got some momentum and has a little run going.
Well, he has that luxury. He has a very deep and talented bench.
Hurl Beechum with a miss. Gurley had Michalik blocked off the boards, and the ball is out of bounds to Kansas with 1:59 left in the first half. This could be a big 2 minutes now, John.
Well, Kansas on an 8-0 run.
Hawks up by 5 with a basketball. Billy Thomas. Rebound battle for Pollard and Meyer tangled up, and it's off Pollard, out of bounds to Iowa State.
Big break for the Cyclones. Loren Meyer allowed inside position that time by Pollard. Pollard had a chance for the rebound.
Fred Hoiberg set to come right back into the Iowa State lineup. He got about a 20-second breather out of it.
And that's all you need. He just needs to probably catch his breath. He and Haase have just been going at each other, chasing each other over a lot of picks, and that becomes very tiring.
Loren Meyer dumped it inside, and Michalik couldn't catch it.
And that's a hard pass. He throws it from up high to down low, and he throws it hard where there's no bounce to it or anything. That's a hard catch.
Over in front of the KU bench, it's like Sean Pearson lying on the floor, indicative maybe of some back problem. Or they ran out of seats on the bench.
I just wanted a more comfortable look at this game.
Scott Pollard making a move at Meyer with the left hand, won't go, and Meyer strong with a rebound, and he's fouled. Loren Meyer, good defense and a good board.
Good defense and a very aggressive board by Loren Meyer. That's what he's done well lately. Pollard is very talented left-handed and right-handed. He can do a lot of things inside, very gifted. As he misses, goes after the ball. Good rebound by Loren Meyer.
First foul on Scott Pollard. Now a little full court pressure. And Hollaway got it to Michalik in a hurry. And he gets it right back to Hollaway, and they've got some open floor. Meyer walked with it. No, a blocking foul on Scott Pollard.
And that's a good call. Pollard was not there. He was not set. Once you beat the initial defensive line of Kansas on the break, you push the basketball, you can have numbers. Hollaway gives it up. It goes baseline. Wasn't quite set. Didn't like it either.
Does anybody ever think they fouled anybody?
Hey, not after you take an elbow and you fall down, you think, I deserve that call.
Loren Meyer to the line. Second foul on Scott Pollard. Loren Meyer, the game in Lawrence against KU was 1 for 10. He is 4 for 8 from the floor today. Came up so big yesterday with 25 points and 15 rebounds. Has 8 here today. Now Michalik is out. James Hamilton back in. Loren Meyer, 6'10" senior from Ruthven, Iowa. This game being brought to you by Gillette Sensor Excel and the Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get.
We talked about Meyer yesterday when they traveled to Lincoln, Nebraska in their final Big 8 game. They said, we're pounding it to you. We need some production. And he did. 31 points, 15 rebounds. Then yesterday they did the same against Missouri. Another big afternoon for Meyer, and he's playing well early today.
Those 2 free throws broken. 8-0 KU run. John, really, when you're playing this tournament, the next level doesn't mean anything. But Loren Meyer's stock is doing nothing right now but going up and up.
Well, everybody Everybody knows there's a lot of NBA scouts as Vaughn gets to the hole and gets fouled on a good move. Everybody knows it's been in the papers, it's on the press releases that there are a lot of NBA people watching the Big Eight. There's terrific players coming out of here. Watch Vaughn penetrate. Hollaway cuts him off. The good spin move. Loren Meyer has to step closer. He cannot allow the Jacque Vaughn to split the defense.
50 seconds left in our first half. 50.8. Jacque Vaughn to the line. 67% free throw shooter. Has 8 points so far today. Over the last 8 games, he has shot 32% from the floor. He's 3 for 8 from the floor today. And doing a bit more scoring than usual for Kansas. That's his 9th point of the day. That's his average per game for the year.
You know, it's not as important for Jacque to shoot great from the outside. Just to hit 1 or 2 to make the defense honest. His penetration is so what's key to this ball club. Plus the way he pushes the ball when they have opportunities.
10 points for Vaughn. 5
3 on 2.
Hurl Beechum's going to spot up for a 3, and he got it.
Woo! How about that for strategy? 3 on 2 will shoot a 25-footer. But when you have Hurl Beechum, that young man can do it.
Now a 2-point lead for Kansas. That could be a big possession right there. Ostertag wants to shoot it and does, and banks it in. Ostertag was 6. He was programmed to let that one go. Now the last possession of the first half could belong to Iowa State. KU by 4. 15 seconds left in the first half.
You might see Greg Gurley get after Hollaway a little bit. So far he hasn't. Sometimes Kansas will get after, see if they can disrupt the play. Good play.
Hollaway to the bucket, blocked by Raef LaFrentz. Jacque Vaughn with a second left on the clock lets it go, and it won't go down. But what a half we have had. 34-30 Kansas after one good half of basketball here at the Big 8 tournament. Well, that was 20 minutes of exciting action right there. You may want to note that KU is 21-0 when leading at halftime this year. They're up by 4 over a tough Iowa State team.
Big 8 basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, the Performance Company, makers of high-quality super clean gasoline and Trop Arctic premium motor oil. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Shelter Insurance. For your life, home, car, farm, or business, Shelter Insurance will always be there for you. By Sprint. We've got everything you need, local, long distance, and cellular, to let you be there now. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth.
There are no medals for being the shoulder to cry on. No songs of praise for keeping traditions alive. But to the men who give their best every day, we offer our best. Gillette Sensor XL. Spring-mounted blades and microfins to set up your beard. And Gillette Series shaving gel for incredible smoothness. Sensor XL, the world's best shave. And sometimes that's its own reward. Gillette, the best a man can get.
What can you buy for a dime these days?
Maybe a jawbreaker out of the candy machine.
I can't think of a single thing you can get for a dime.
I couldn't even tell you.
Now, Sprint introduces a whole new way to save on long distance. Every evening and all weekend long, a minute is just 10 cents. It's that simple.
Sprint's just 10 cents a minute? A dime a minute?
1 minute, 2 minutes, 3.
This isn't a joke, right?
Who says a dime doesn't buy you anything anymore?
Call now for 10 cents a minute and get up to 100 minutes free.
When you fly the low-fare airline, you can bring your spouse along for free, because friends fly free on Southwest Airlines. Or you can bring along your partner, Jack. Tickets are fully refundable. Just make round-trip reservations and buy your ticket at Southwest's regular, low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere we fly. Hey, you can even bring along your boss. Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline.
Big 8 fans, don't miss out on this exclusive Big 8 tournament jacket offer. Get your favorite Big 8 team logo and commemorative Big 8 conference logo on a beautifully styled rugged denim jacket. And if your team wins the tournament, we'll add Big 8 basketball tournament champions 1995 to your jacket at no extra charge. To order your Big 8 tournament jacket, call 1-800-615-1200. Have your MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover card handy. Order now. Supplies are limited.
Look! Oh my gosh! It's a little chimp! Oh, he looks like a little person!
They're really not.
Look how smart he is.
They're not very intelligent, honey. They're dopey.
Look at him.
We have a dummy on our hood. Oh, where's he going?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
And now, Valley of the Apes.
Today's halftime report is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. We'll call this the biblical version of Big 8 basketball. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That's the way it's been for the first 20 minutes. Right now, Kansas by 4 over Iowa State. And welcome to the Bud Light halftime report, everyone, and welcome to Studio 66 here at Kemper Arena. You know, this is the 18th year the Big 8 Conference has held a postseason basketball tournament. And just like the NCAA tournament, it took just a few years to mature. The Big 8 tournament, Big 8 basketball really came to life in the mid-'80s. As you can see, Big 8 Conference basketball in the uniforms has come quite some way. So has John Sunvold's haircut. We're at halftime. Kansas leading Iowa State 34-30. We'll be right back after this message from your good friends at Phillips 66.
Cleaner water, cleaner air, and a cleaner world. Is it only a distant horizon? At Phillips 66, we're refining cleaner burning gasoline now. And we're finding ways to improve plastic recycling as well. You see, at Phillips 66, we believe in good things for cars and the people who drive them. And the people who will. Phillips 66, the performance company.
We were looking for the most significant vehicle in the market. We weighed technological advancement, value, and performance. Introducing Chrysler Cirrus, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above, it's the new plateau.
Today in Montana, the temperature will be absolutely perfect. It'll be perfect in Maine and also in Minnesota, because now every oven in every Pizza Hut restaurant across America will be precisely calibrated to the perfect temperature for an absolutely perfect pizza every time. And as always at Pizza Hut, it'll be...
Come back soon, Mr. Riskin.
...sunny and pleasant, even in Alaska. Hey, it's the stuff we're made of.
Sportabout's lease has run out. That's right, Sportabout's lease at Clock Tower Square has run out, so they've decided to close their Clock Tower location. Sportabout's entire inventory must be liquidated at huge discounts of 20 to 75% off. If you're into soccer, baseball, track, or running, come in now to Sportabout in Clock Tower Square during their liquidation sale. New Spring 95 merchandise is immediately reduced 20 to 75%. Don't miss the incredible savings during the liquidation sale at Sportabout, Clock Tower Square location only.
Loren Meyer leads Iowa State with 10 points. Jerod Haase with 9 to lead the Kansas Jayhawks, and it's a 4-point Kansas lead. Welcome back to the Bud Light halftime report, everyone. We've got a couple of other scores to update you on. Of course, it's not only the Big 8 tournament that the country has its eyes focused on this afternoon. We'll start back east in the ACC semifinals in Greensboro, North Carolina. Wake Forest, the #1 seed in this tournament, trailing by 2 right now. Late in the first half against the Virginia Cavaliers, 26-24. That score. Maryland and North Carolina will play the nightcap in the ACC semifinals. In the Big East, Madison Square Garden in New York City. Georgetown trailing UConn. UConn trying to wrap up at least a #2 seed in the East as far as the NCAAs go. UConn leading there by 7. Providence and Villanova, the Wildcats and Kerry Kittles, also in the Big East Final Four. In the SEC, taking place at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Alabama and Arkansas knotted at 31 apiece. Alabama had control of this game early, but the Hogs have come back. Right now, they're at the intermission, knotted at 31. Florida and Kentucky will play there as well. In the Mid-America Finals, this is a final. Ball State, the champion. We now have 17 teams that have qualified for the field of 64. Ball State over Eastern Michigan, 77-70. Still at halftime, Fred White, John Sunvold back with you in just a moment as we continue. Kansas leading Iowa State by 4.
There are no prizes for giving someone a reason to smile. No ticker tape parades for unlocking life's little mysteries. But to the men who give their best every day, we offer our best. Gillette Sensor XL. Spring-mounted blades and microfins to set up your beard. And Gillette Series Aftershave Conditioner for extra comfort. Sensor XL, the world's best shave. And sometimes that's its own reward. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Considering what your business has to figure,
25 or 30. How much time we got left?
you may not have figured that if your business uses AT&T, you're probably on the wrong calling plan. Over half of AT&T's customers are, which is why hundreds of thousands of businesses are trading in AT&T and investing in Proof. MCI will analyze your AT&T bill and give you proof positive, written proof of how much your business can save by switching to MCI, proving once again the only savings that are true are the ones you can see.
Everyone's being so nice to me.
Honey, stay and watch the game. I'll go mow the lawn.
I mean, really nice.
Dad, I want to change my curfew from midnight to 11.
Too nice.
Everybody wants to be your friend because friends fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Hey, neighbor.
Make reservations and buy your round-trip ticket at our low, unrestricted fare.
Look, John, in my professional opinion, you're simply the nicest guy I've ever met. In fact, you're my favorite patient.
Friends fly free. Anywhere Southwest flies.
As a rule, Peterson's four-wheel and off-road magazine chooses a different truck each year as their 4x4 of the year. Of course, we all know how Dodge Ram feels about rules. Dodge Ram, the first ever 2 years in a row 4x4 of the year. At America's truck stop, the new Dodge.
And welcome back to Kansas City. We've had a good half of basketball after a dismal first day. We've had a sparkling half of basketball, in fact, here. KU up 4, Fred White and John Sunvold. And, John, I guess it proves leave good players alone long enough, and they'll play good, won't they?
I think so. You get past the first round of this tournament, all of a sudden these teams come in, as the fans come in today, expecting a good ball game, and the players have performed well. Pretty even ball game so far.
Let's take a look at halftime highlights here, brought to you by Shelter Insurance.
Jacy Hollaway came in the ball game. He started, he went out real quickly, came in 4 assists. Here's one of them penetrating baseline. Loren Meyer with 10 points, off to a good start for Iowa State. And on the Kansas end, Scott Pollard, watch the work inside and how you stay with it when you're being guarded. Watch Iowa State's defense. It'll collapse, frustrate you. Pollard patient enough to kick it back out, rework himself, go back in, somehow get himself in position for the rebound, go up strong and lay it in.
Well, there's some dirty work to do in the trenches down there, and those guys really battled it. Today's halftime stats are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The low-fare airline is just plain smart. Much better shooting today, John.
Well, you just take a look at it. This is a pretty even ball game. The score is indicative of that. Rebounding's fairly even. Field goal percentage, they're making their free throws. Turnovers, a little bit different. Iowa State has 4 more than Kansas, and the blocks, led by Mr. Ostertag, and Big O, who is the Big 8 shot blocking leader in the history, has 2 blocks in the first half.
I think one of the impressive things is Iowa State's ability to mentally handle all that down inside. Jayhawks 34, Cyclones 30. We're at the mid-break. Game 1 of the semifinal round of the Big 8 tournament in Kansas City, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State up next. Phillips 66 proudly presents Big 8 Conference Basketball. Phillips 66, the performance company, makers of high-quality, super clean gasoline and Prop Arctic premium motor oil. And by MCI, if your business is looking for proof of better service, consider it done. And by Pizza Hut, you'll love the stuff we're made of. By Plymouth Neon, say hello to the frisky new Plymouth Neon Sport Coupe. And by Sonic, where we invite you to drive in for a change.
Ever been to a junkyard? Wrecked cars everywhere. You can almost hear the sounds they made on impact. Brute force does such a terrible thing to your car and to its precious contents. At Phillips 66, we don't want to lose a single customer. Please buckle up and drive carefully. When we say come back, we mean
it. Considering what your business has to figure,
25 or 30. How much time we got left?
you may not have figured that if your business uses AT&T, you're probably on the wrong calling plan. Over half of AT&T's customers are, which is... proof. MCI will analyze your AT&T bill and give you proof positive, written proof of how much your business can save by switching to MCI, proving once again the only savings that are true are the ones you can see.
It's happening. Only America's hottest car company could have a sale like this. The National Chrysler Plymouth sale is here. Get up to $1,200 off the friendly Plymouth Neon. Over $1,600 off the luxury family sedan Chrysler Concorde. And over $1,800 off the luxurious Chrysler New Yorker. Now's the time to save like never before. But it won't last long. The National Chrysler Plymouth sale. Only at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
What's the difference between your combo meals?
Let's see. There's the Me Too 1, the Me Too 2.
Most fast food places have a pretty narrow definition of variety.
Which brings us to the Me Too 7.
At Sonic, we serve everything from cheese conies to cherry limeades. Or try our chicken and tots special. A delicious chicken breast sandwich and crispy tater tots made fresh to order. Right now at a special low price.
Sonic, driving for a change.
The skyline of Kansas City, Missouri. And there is one of the landmarks, the Scout, on a bluff overlooking downtown, down by the Liberty Memorial. Leading scores at halftime: Meyer 10, Beechum 7, Hoiberg 5, Haase 9, Vaughn 8, Ostertag 6. KU came out very late at halftime, barely warmed up.
Well, they had 46 seconds to warm up. They shot a couple layups, really. That has two things. Either Roy had a lot to say at halftime, or just miscommunication by whoever's supposed to watch the clock. But Roy Williams maybe wasn't happy at halftime. We don't know, but 46 seconds, we'll see how they start. Shouldn't probably bother.
Tim Floyd looked down that way a couple of times like, well, maybe they won't come back. I don't see a white flag there. You saw that graphic. Kansas 21-0 when leading at halftime this season. A lead by 4 here. First possession to Iowa State. Hoiberg with it.
Good spacing by Iowa State on the floor. They like to work the perimeter because they're such a good outside shooting team, and then try to find Meyer inside.
Hoiberg. Needs help. Tried to find Myers, deflected and saved by Kimbrough. 5 on the shot clock, and the floater won't fall. Hamilton saves it for the Cyclones.
Well, Hamilton's in the place for Michalik. He finds Beechum and doesn't get it to go.
Meyer got by with a little push, and Ostertag on his back as they all fall down. And Ostertag will be called for the foul, his second.
You know, the reason Tim Floyd loves James Hamilton is just the athletic ability. He can do a lot more things. You watch the outside shot. Look at Meyer go after the basketball. Comes out to him, and really just two big guys getting tangled up.
Meyer's 5th rebound of the ball game. Ostertag's second foul, and a deflection on the inbounds pass, his ball. Iowa State's. KU, that tough defense. Does that get to you mentally after a while, just wear you out when you have to work for every little space you can find on the floor?
Well, it can wear you out. It's just it's part of the game. You know they're going to play hard. You expect them to play hard. You'd like your own ball club to do the same thing.
Vaughn kind of felt of him out there and got called for a hand check.
Well, and those are the kind of things that you really, I think, can take advantage of if you're playing against Kansas. Anytime a team is real aggressive, you want to try to break them down off the dribble. You fake one way and then kind of attack the outside of the body. You're going to get a lot of touch fouls in situations. Iowa State's weakness, though, is penetration off the dribble. They don't have too many players that do that.
It's really kind of simple. If you're out of the paint, it's Marcus at Queensberry rules. In the paint, ballroom rules. Well, Beechum with a miss. Kansas up 4. Pass against Hoiberg. The lob to Raef LaFrentz. His first 2 points of the day.
They ran a little back pick. Lack of communication. Terrific play by the Jayhawks.
That one had Roy Williams pumped up. 6-point lead to Kansas. Biggest lead of the day for either side. We'll see if Iowa State can answer.
Hoiberg with only 4 shots the first half. Good pass.
Ostertag. That's his 3rd foul. James Hamilton off the pass from Hoiberg, and Ostertag has 3.
Kansas runs their offense. They're looking inside. What they're trying to do is wait. There's a pick by Pearson. Beechum does not go out and step. He was worried about Ostertag, but Meyer wasn't fronting Ostertag.
Now Hoiberg and LaFrentz are matched up outside. Kimbrough to Beechum.
Oh, they missed Hoiberg.
Oh, Pearson had Meyer hooked by the arm as he started down the lane, and a foul on Sean Pearson. They are really aware of Loren Meyer now, aren't they?
Hoiberg had LaFrentz, so he took him off the dribble. LaFrentz trying to find help. Hoiberg had it wide open. If Beechum goes right back to him, Fred would get a good look at the basket.
Now Scott Pollard replacing Ostertag, who has 3 fouls. Hoiberg took only 4 shots in the first half, hit 2 of them. He just doesn't force anything. There are the team fouls already in the second half. Kansas has been whistled for 4 and Iowa State for none.
Jerod Haase doing an outstanding job of just trailing Fred Hoiberg everywhere he goes.
19 on the shot clock. Meyer way outside, and Pollard out there with him slaps the ball loose. And now Meyer has a problem and finds Hoiberg. 11 on the shot clock. Hoiberg's going to try to create one, and does. Hoiberg with 7 points. 3 for 5 from the floor.
Good hands by Hamilton.
Vaughn had it slapped away, and nobody from Iowa State saw it.
And that's the weakness sometimes of face guarding a man. And Tim Floyd will teach this off and on, but Fred Hoiberg was face guarding Haase, had no idea there was a loose ball behind him. If he sees his man and the basketball, he doesn't quite face guard, he'd have picked up the loose ball.
Kansas by 4, 17-27 left in this basketball game, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State up next in the second semifinal game, and the winners meeting at noon tomorrow. Raef LaFrentz is out. A little smaller lineup now. B.J. Williams in. Kansas can't get real small, can they?
Well, no, not with the bodies they bring in.
Kimbrough walks it across the timeline.
Good pass.
Beechum up with the left hand, and what a beautiful shot by Hurl Beechum for his 9th point.
Nice curl off the pick by Beechum. Normally he spots up. That time he curled, went all the way through the lane.
Tell you what, Iowa State has run their stuff very well today. Scott Pollard trying to answer. Hamilton had it on the rim, and it's out of bounds. Was it off Kansas or Iowa State? It was off Iowa State. Hoiberg trying to save it, couldn't.
Probably fortunate for the Cyclones that Hoiberg didn't throw it up to anybody, because it was all Kansas. His teammate was laying down, and the Jayhawks would have probably had an easy one.
Jacque Vaughn with the inbounds pass to Sean Pearson. Off the baseline, in and out. James Hamilton rebounding. Oh, he's come up with some big minutes for Iowa State this year.
He has. Pearson 1 of 3. Really too good a shooter. Been in a shooting slump for too long.
Not very many shots for him, is it?
No, yesterday he was 4 for 7. Broke out of it a little bit.
Hoiberg trying to draw the foul, couldn't. Kansas takes it away. And Vaughn has Haase up there. Oh, what a nice catch. Then they try to find Pollard underneath, and it's deflected by Iowa State. Cyclones getting back on defense. Substitution, KU. Sean Pearson. Nope, it's B.J. Williams coming out.
Take a look at Hoiberg trying to draw contact. B.J. Williams is a high jumper. As they push it up, if Jerod Haase has any flaws in his game, sometimes he'll try to force some things. He had Jacque Vaughn. He could have given right back to Vaughn and let him kind of make the play.
Vaughn again to trigger the inbounds pass. Kansas up by 2. 16-24 left in this game. Vaughn knocked out of there by Meyer, intended for Pollard, but saved by Haase. And now they go inside to Pollard, and he's fouled by Loren Meyer. That's his 2nd.
Roy Williams has used Billy Thomas quite a bit in the second half of the Big 8 season. He responded. He had 17 points in what was the championship game against Oklahoma State for the Big 8 championship. A great outside shooter. So now with Pearson, Thomas, and Haase, that is 3 big weapons outside, and Pollard is the best player on the block for Kansas.
Down inside they go to Pollard with a jump hook that wouldn't stick, and he was fouled. That could have been a big bucket for Kansas.
And this is a good move by Roy Williams. He has put the shooters outside to space around Pollard, and they have Jacque Vaughn run the ball. Loren Meyer has to bang and bump. Watch Pollard get position, though. That's too low and too easy. Too tough to guard when a guy catches it in there. Pollard just missing.
John, a potential problem. Those 2 quick fouls make it 3 fouls now on Loren Meyer with 16:05 to play, and he's coming out of the game.
Michalik is going to have to step up and be much more physical than he used to. We'll see. James Hamilton may guard Pollard inside. I'm not sure if Michalik can handle him in there. If he does guard him, he's just going to have to be more physical. Michalik, more of a perimeter type player.
5 points for Scott Pollard. Michalik had a hand on it, and he and Pearson battle for it, and it's out of bounds off Michalik. Pearson won the loose ball battle. 16:03 to play. Kansas by 3 right now. 6 has been the biggest lead in this game. It's been a good one. Vaughn finds Haase.
And what's hard, it's hard for anybody to help inside on Pollard because of the great shooters that Kansas has in the lineup.
Good defense, Fred Hoiberg. Haase with the walk. Timeout. 15:51 left in this one. Kansas up by 3. And let's go now to a message from your hometown Phillips 66 station, where you find good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Yeah, I see him, baby.
Traffic just crawls along here sometimes.
For safety's sake, please watch out for the other guy. This message from your good friends at Phillips 66, the performance company.
Looking for some peace and quiet? You'll love the all-new Chevy Lumina. It's totally redesigned inside and out with an incredibly smooth, quiet ride and more interior room than Ford Taurus. Put it all together and you get a luxury car feel without the luxury car price. See the all-new Lumina at one of the 50 Central Iowa Chevy dealers.
For the simple reason that kids will be kids. There's Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Iowa. We cover more children and the people who love them than any other.
You just can't beat the Blues!
Let's take a look now at an NCAA proof positive replay.
Hoiberg without the basketball continues to move. Yesterday 1 of 16. This time a little better move, more aggressive with the ball. Just took it right off the dribble. Good to see that today. He is 3 of 6 from the field. He has 7 points.
Yesterday, the losers in the 4 games shot 30%. The winners were over 40. Here today, they're shooting it a little bit better. It's been a much better basketball game today. The intensity level's pretty good.
And game 2 will be as fun and as intense.
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in the second semifinal game today, with the winners meeting tomorrow at noon for the Big 8 Tournament Championship in the automatic bid to the NCAA.
Mismatch inside. He can go right over Pearson.
Michalik with a walk. Kansas up 3, getting the ball back with 15:26 to play.
11th turnover. Michalik taller than Pearson gives up about 3 or 4 inches. Bulow could probably just turn around and shoot it.
But I think we both feel, and we all feel in the conference, that Iowa State's played their way into the NCAA tournament. A win here would certainly play them up in the seeding process, I would think.
I think so, too.
Iowa State gets it back. The Jacque on miss. Cyclones down 3. Tim Floyd pacing in front of that Cyclone bench in that white shirt over there. A friend of ours, Paul Splittorf, said he thinks Tim Floyd has great range. He is up and down that sideline.
He might be right.
Vaughn takes it away for Kansas, and he finds Billy Thomas, who can shoot it and is a little strong with that try. And look at the tough rebound to Beechum. Haase got hit in the face. Beechum pushing it to the wing. Iowa State very patient, and Haase apparently bleeding in the mouth. He got hit accidentally in the face. Jerry Petro, one of the officials, taking a look. He says, "You're okay. You can stay in."
Long shot by Thomas. Long rebounds. Look at Beechum go over the top and can't quite tell. Oh, there he got it. A little bit of an elbow. Nothing intentional. Part of the game.
Well, you were a hurdler. You pump those elbows when you're
That's it. That is the way you sprint.
Haase comes out. Craig Gurley replaces him. Haase might have bitten his tongue. That has to hurt if that's what it was. He got popped in the mouth with an elbow pretty good. Iowa State down 3.
Last 2 possessions, they've gone to Michalik inside. He has turned it over both times, but they still think there might be a mismatch with Pearson on him inside. They're going to go back to him in the post.
Now Gurley defending Hoiberg. Ooh, he almost walked. He kept the tip of his toe on the floor, and that was all.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Kimbrough gets it up off the rim. Rebounded by Gurley for Kansas, and the Hawks keep the 3-point lead. Clock just went under 14 minutes to play. Nice creation by the point guard, Jacque, Vaughn, and Billy Thomas nailed a three from the deep corner. It's the Hawks by 6.
Well, Billy Thomas said when he came to Kansas, I'd love to play with a guy like Jacque Vaughn. If you're a shooter, yeah, you'd love it. He draws everybody to him and then gives it back. Beechum with a big one.
He shot that thing from Topeka. Hurl Beechum, who started the Cyclones with 5 trays in the second half yesterday, gets them right back within 3.
Iowa State hanging around, playing well.
Vaughn draws the foul off the penetration. Jason Kimbrough with his first. Michalik out of the ball game. Loren Meyer's back in for Iowa State. Kimbrough sitting down.
You know, when Kansas spreads the floor with Jacque Vaughn, he becomes so aggressive. You take a look at the 3-point field goals. He becomes so aggressive with the basketball. He has 3 great shooters out there: Thomas, Pearson, and Greg Gurley.
Pretty easy inbounds play when everything else breaks down. Just lob it up high, and Ostertag goes up and gets it.
Ostertag not quite the scorer as Pollard is on the block, but they will still look for him.
He and Meyer really battling. James Hamilton got a hand on that as they try to get it inside to Ostertag. Ostertag and Meyer were really battling down in there. Meyer might have to be a little bit careful, John.
Meyer that time got on the front side. Watch as he spins around the front side. Greg Gurley recognized it. They swing it to Gurley, puts it right up. Good help side from James Hamilton to knock it away.
It's somebody, I think they have Loren Meyer maybe on a hold, and that would be his 4th foul, and it is. 4 fouls on Loren Meyer. That could be a huge call. We have 13:08 to play, and he has his 4th foul. 3 of them have come in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Meyer's out, Michalik in, and now Michalik is really going to have to go to the well for the Cyclones.
That's tough. Everyone has to step up. Hamilton is going to have to be a better rebounder for the Iowa State Ball Club. No, don't worry too much about B.J. Williams. They tried to throw the lob.
James Hamilton caught it and stepped over the end line, and Kansas gets it back.
Hamilton played that play perfectly. B.J. Williams was going baseline. As Williams went baseline, Hamilton went with it. Haase just threw it. Really nothing was there. Fortunate for Kansas.
28 on the shot clock. That was not considered a possession for Iowa State. Thomas lobs it inside Ostertag, and he just stuffs it. Ostertag has 8. And Kansas up by 5. 12:41 left in this game. Hamilton to Michalik. The Cyclones having to work for every inch of daylight they can find on the floor against a tough Kansas defense, and they're doing it. Hoiberg's shot won't go. Big rebound to Ostertag, deflected by Michalik, saved by Vaughn.
Ostertag at 7'2", 270.
10 points for the Big O. And Kansas with the biggest lead of the day at 7 points now, 44-37.
Right now, Big O using his body for position on Michalik. That time, Williams put it right on the money to him.
Could be a big possession for Iowa State. Kansas unrelenting. They just keep coming and keep coming at you. Iowa State's had the answer so far all afternoon. On the shot clock. Hoiberg's going to pop it from the top of the circle, and that could be big.
Boy, what a tough shot. You're moving, you're working. You have to be tired. He comes off, knocks it in.
5-point lead, Kansas. 9 points now for Hoiberg. Oh, what a save for Kansas by B.J. Williams off the deflection. He has 4.
Hamilton did everything he could. Hand on the basketball. Williams got a free one.
Hoiberg right in heavy traffic is fouled. He'll go to the line for the first time today, an 87% free throw shooter. Fouls on Billy Thomas, his 3rd.
Penetration by Hoiberg. He gets by 1 man, then the second man, the reach and the foul.
46-39 Kansas here with 11:15 left in the game. 6th team foul on Kansas. Iowa State's committed 4, but Hoiberg was shooting, and he'll go to the line. 10 points for Fred Hoiberg. Now it's a 6-point lead to Kansas. Second half shooting, KU 5 for 9. Iowa State 4 for 10. Count them both. Iowa State back within 5. Timeout, 11:15 left in the game. And we'll be right back after this message from Southwest Airlines. Flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart.
When you fly the low-fare airline, you can bring your spouse along for free, because friends fly free on Southwest Airlines. Or you can bring along your partner, Jacque. Tickets are fully refundable. Just make round-trip reservations and buy your ticket at Southwest regular, low, unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free, anywhere we fly. Hey, you can even bring along your boss. Friends fly free on Southwest, the low-fare airline.
You love how new we're looking. You love how hot we're cooking. Yeah. You love the stuff we're made of.
There's a whole new spirit at Pizza Hut. That's why from now on, your pizza will be right or it's free. Guaranteed.
You love the stuff. You love the stuff. You love the stuff we're made of. You love the stuff we're made of. Pizza Hut.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy.
It's easy to buy your new Buick from Larry Clement in Fort Dodge. Choose from a large selection in stock right now.
From the friendly staff to the award-winning service department, you'll see just how easy it is to buy your next new car at Larry Clements in Fort Dodge. Stop by or call 1-800-369-6225.
If you want real performance in your next car, see Larry Clement in Fort Dodge.
Kansas with a 5-point lead, 11:15 left in his first semifinal game here at Kemper Arena this afternoon, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State coming up next. This week's Phillips 66 classroom champion is Christy Kloster, a senior in cross country at KU. And look at that grade point average in psychology. Phillips 66 is proud to salute athletes who excel in the classroom as well as in athletics.
Iowa State, little man-to-man pressure, just to probably run off some clock, actually. Go for any steals.
Jacque Vaughn. Nice dish. And Haase with the reverse left hand, it wouldn't fall. And another strong rebound. Iowa State, that time Derrick Hayes picked it off the glass. Cyclones down 5, 10:47 to play. Michalik inside out to Hollaway, who won't take the 3. 18 on the shot clock. Derrick Hayes quickly in traffic and out.
Iowa State will be able, with Michalik in there, be able to open up the underneath. That time Hoiberg made a good cut.
Oh, and James Hamilton threw a fastball right down the middle of the plate.
Michalik will draw the inside people away from the basket because he's an outside shooter. So Iowa State, if they make good cuts, might have opportunity.
11 for Hoiberg, 3-point lead Kansas, 10-10 to play. Vaughn taking Hollaway to the basket, and a foul called before the shot went up. Second on Hollaway.
The spacing allows the paint area to be free. Hoiberg makes a terrific cut on the side. Hamilton fires it into him for an easy basket. Freddie Hoiberg hasn't had too many easy looks the last couple of days. Really all Big 8 season. Terrific player.
He's had company everywhere he goes on the floor. 46-43 Kansas. Billy Thomas in the corner. B.J. Williams, now Haase, now Vaughn. A little different look on the inbound set for Kansas that time. Vaughn did not throw it inbound. Williams, pass deflected. James Hamilton, and they couldn't say inbound.
He got a timeout.
Wow.
He's got a timeout when he was going out of bounds.
A mid-flight timeout, if you can do such a thing. 9:56 to play. Hey, don't go away. We've got a basketball game going at Kemper. Kansas up by 3.
When you grow up in the American Southwest, once a day you feel a soul-shaking sense of awe. And there's another feeling you get when the sun disappears. You're scared out of your ever-loving mind. Or maybe that's what inspired La Quinta to make their inn so friendly. Outside, they're lit up against the night sky, and inside, a soft splash is about the only sound you'll hear. Shh. La Quinta Inns. Why aren't you here?
While every Plymouth Neon is born to be friendly, we've found a way to make them even friendlier. Get up to $600 cash back, plus up to $600 in package values for up to $1,200 off. Or get interest rates as low as 4.9%. All that and dual airbags make Plymouth Neon about as friendly as it gets. Say hello to Plymouth Neon. At the Preferred Option Sale, now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Looking for gold at the end of the rainbow? There's a Shamrock Gold Sweepstakes at Meskwaki Casino, March 13th through 17th. We're giving away 1,000 Shamrock Gold scratch tickets each day. Scratch and win a Shamrock Gold pen. Scratch and win a stuffed leprechaun. Or win a $20 gift certificate and a chance to win our grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip for two to Ireland. Come scratch yourself a lucky winner at Meskwaki Casino, west of Tama, Toledo, Iowa on Highway 30.
Take a look at an MCI proof positive replay, John.
Well, the last play, watch Derrick Haase as he goes for the ball. This is kind of like, please. He got it. Jerry Petro makes the call.
Jerry, please hurry. I can't stay up here like Michael Jordan or Darrell Griffin.
Hamilton second, 5 seconds.
You cannot pick up the ball against this Kansas team. Once the ball is in the air, they hound you, and then they seal off all options.
Tim Floyd just said, burn a timeout if you have to, even though we just burned one. He would rather use a timeout than a possession.
Take a look at turnovers. Iowa State with 13 points off. Kansas with 13.
Yeah, and really, maybe that's not so bad, considering the pressure Kansas keeps on you, and Iowa State returning it at the other end, really. 19 on the shot clock. Vaughn's going to let one go off the front of the rim, and look at Hamilton go up and get it.
You know, most of Vaughn's shots from three-point line are just a little bit short. When he moves in about 2 feet, he makes them. So sometimes you have to take what's a little bit better for you as a shooter.
Vaughn is 3 for 10 from the floor. Hoiberg on the dribble against Jerod Haase. Hurl Beechum triggers in a hurry. That one's off the rim, and Hamilton may be called for a foul. And will be. Third on James Hamilton. Iowa State playing hard. So is Kansas. 8:59 left in this game.
You know, we haven't heard a lot of talked about too much of Raef LaFrentz. Has not been a big factor so far in this ballgame. Only a couple points.
Well, they scored 14 points in the first 2 games against him. 10 of those, I believe, in Lawrence. I think he had 4 in the game up in Ames. He's shooting 57% over the last 10 games. He's only had 3 shots a day. Here's a gamble. Loren Meyer is back in and Michalik out. 8:58 to play, and Meyer's back on the floor with 4 fouls.
Well, expect Kansas maybe to go right at Loren Meyer. Ostertag will try to get the position, and Meyer's going to have to bump and grind, see if the referees will allow the 2 big guys to play.
Jacque Vaughn with a fadeaway that came up short, and Loren Meyer picks it up. Here come the Cyclones down 3 with 8:37 to play. Nice ball game. And another one coming up in Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Ooh, nice save by Hoiberg. Hamilton.
The tough thing when you have 4 fouls is sometimes on the offensive end, it doesn't allow you to be as aggressive as you'd like to do.
Hurl Beechum with an off-balance 3, and this thing is knotted. Beechum has 15 points today.
And here come the Iowa State fans.
Tied at 46, 8:08 to play. There's Vaughn doing what you talked about, stepping in and shortening it up.
That's a pretty good shot, but it's funny, all the 3-pointers are just short. He moves in a step, he makes them. I don't think Iowa State can give him that good of look. When he takes 2 steps in there, you're going to have to cramp him up just a little bit.
10 for Vaughn, and that's the 4th foul on Greg Ostertag with 7:49 left in the game. He and Meyer were dueling in there, and Ostertag drew his 4th foul.
Take a look, a good pick by Hoiberg. Allows Meyer to get good position. Ostertag a step late. Touches the body as he touches the ball. Not happy. He will have a seat.
Scott Pollard is in, and Ostertag out now for Kansas. That's one thing you talked about it earlier, the depth of the big people on this Kansas ball club. Roy Williams just keeps sending them at you.
Well, the big 3 yesterday had 38 points and 30 rebounds. Pollard, LaFrentz, and Ostertag.
Myers free throw short. Not bad when you average a double-double across the front line, is it?
That's right.
Now Kimbrough moving out a little bit on the floor. Billy Thomas short with a try. Look at James Hamilton. Well, the more I see him, the more I like him. He does so many things off the bench for Iowa State.
He has had a terrific year in his senior year for Tim Floyd.
Meyer fouled by Pollard. That's 3 on Scott Pollard now. Loren Myers really turned up the aggressiveness down the stretch.
And Iowa State keeping the offense spread with Beechum outside. They have to honor him, so that gives him space to put it right on the money down low. Pollard got caught on the high side. A good entry pass by Hurl Beechum.
Loren Meyer back to the line where he just missed. He's a 73% shooter, 2 for 3 today. 10 points, all of them in the first half. He's been down in the second half with foul problems. Now Loren Meyer could tie this thing with 7:25 to play. Billy Thomas out, Sean Pearson in for Kansas. Loren Meyer, the senior from Ruthven, Iowa, with a chance to get the tie. He has 12. We have a tie. 7:25 to play. The 9th tie in this game this afternoon.
You know what would be interesting? I saw Kimbrough deny Vaughn the pass from the out of bounds. If he would just stay and try to deny him the whole way of catching the ball, then it'll make Kansas do something different if someone brought the ball up the court besides Jacque Vaughn.
LaFrentz fouled James Hamilton, and that will be his 4th foul. 4 with 7:10 to play. Ostertag has 4 for Kansas. Meyer and Hamilton for Iowa State.
Take a look at the front side there, and LaFrentz just makes a strong move to the basket. Hamilton will have a seat. Julius Michalik comes back in.
Kansas 5 for 6 at the line today. 70% at the line over the last 10 games. Raef LaFrentz, the freshman from Monona, Iowa, now with his 3rd point of the game. He averaged 35 points and 16 rebounds a game his senior year in high school.
Highly sought after by everybody in the nation, and Roy Williams won the battle, and Jayhawk fans are quite happy with the freshman of the year.
It's going to be special, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. He's a terrific player.
50-48, Kansas, 7 minutes to play. Tough, intense ball game.
Good play run by Iowa State.
And Beechum stuck another tray.
A little pick the picker. Beechum picked the ball. Meyer picked his man. They freed him up.
15 for Hurl Beechum. Make that 18. Now Iowa State.
Iowa State has the numbers.
Hoiberg alone for 3. Listen to the Iowa State crowd in here.
I think it might be Iowa State crowd plus a few other teams fans are cheering for him.
We got a ball game. The Cyclones have hit him with a 1-2 punch. Timeout, Kansas. 6:33 to play. Cyclones by 4, and we're back. After this, from the Performance Company, Phillips 66.
So, you're a high-performance car mechanic.
Yeah.
I guess you see a lot of clogged fuel injectors and intake valves.
Yeah.
Can these problems be avoided by using the right gasoline?
Oh, yeah.
Is Phillips Super Clean gasoline the one you'd recommend?
Yeah.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah.
Phillips 66, the Performance Company.
Get ready for action at an FCA sports camp this summer. Join thousands of athletes, coaches, and campus leaders in fun, perspiration, and inspiration. Get a jump start in your sport and in your life this summer. For camp information, call 1-800-289-0909. That's 1-800-289-0909. This message brought to you by Interstate Battery System of America.
Getting from point A to point B is not always easy. That's where the all-new GMC Jimmy comes in. With Jimmy's available push-button four-wheel drive, 4-speed electronic transmission, 195 horsepower enhanced V6, and four-wheel anti-lock brakes, you're sure to get there. And after all, isn't that the point? The all-new Jimmy.
State has built a 4-point lead on little pick-the-picker. Watch Hurl Beechum set a pick. Then Meyer picks Pearson. Pollard does not react to a shooter. Knocks down the first one. Then the miss by Kansas, the push. Then Hoiberg gets free. 2 3-pointers in a row. 4-point lead, the biggest of the ball game for Iowa State.
Bang, bang for the Cyclones, and they are up by 4. 6:26 to play. I'm sure the coaches and players would like to get a decision here. I could watch about another hour or two of this one. Look at him battle down inside. And a foul on Michalik.
Both teams playing hard.
Michalik looks like he has a little blood on his chin there. He's been cut on the lip, and he's going to have to come out. Julius Michalik that time got into the fray. They haven't seen the blood on him yet.
Take a look at the ball down low again. They're going to go at Meyer. He has to be careful. Michalik allowed Pollard to slip inside.
When they spot that blood, he's going to have to come out of there, but they haven't seen it yet. Pollard has 5 points.
Michalik's trying to hide the evidence.
Now they found it. Stanley Reynolds noticed the blood.
He had it on his finger, and he kind of put it in his mouth like he could hide something.
James Hamilton will come back in for Iowa State. As soon as they stop that blood, they can get him back in the ball game.
Now both big men, Hamilton and Meyer, 4 fouls down low. You know Kansas will pound it in down at him.
Basketball teams need a cut man now. Corner man, a cut man, and a trainer. 6'10" sophomore from San Diego, Scott Pollard. Could get Kansas back within 2. They're locking up some moisture on the floor, and now here we go. Meyer with the rebound and the miss. Cyclones by 3, 6:12 to play. Oh, what a game. This is fun.
See what Iowa State does offensively. Watch for Beechum. Hoiberg outside. Loren Meyer inside.
Kimbrough.
Here's the pick-the-picker again. Same play with a different player.
Hoiberg triggered in a hurry. In and out. Rebound. Loren Meyer saves it for the Cyclones.
Now they're going to run a motion game, Tim Floyd. They ran the same play and got a pretty good look at it from Hoiberg.
5:40 left in the ball game. Pearson shuts down Beechum as he tried to go baseline. 14 on the shot clock. Hoiberg looked like he's swinging to shoot it. Didn't. Inside to Meyer against Pollard. Blocked by Pollard. Picked up by Meyer. And another miss. And a foul on either LaFrentz or Pollard.
Well, give both big men credit. As they posted down low, Meyer went up strong. Pollard made the block. Meyer stayed with it. Watch a good aggressive move, but Pollard stays with it. Meyer doesn't get frustrated, goes up strong. I'm not sure who they gave the foul to. It looks like Raef LaFrentz.
Raef LaFrentz got his second. Meyer back to the line with 5:24 to play. Billy Thomas back in for Kansas. Sean Pearson coming out. Loren Meyer to the line. 4 for 5 at the line today with a dozen points. He might have had a motor in that. I thought it was short when he let it go.
I tell you what, this Iowa State ball club, if they can get the lead with 3 or 4 minutes left, they are such a good free throw shooting team. 76% as a team.
Remember the battle they had in Ames when Iowa State won by 4. Hoiberg scored the last 17 points for Iowa State in that one. Today they're distributing those points. Cyclones by 5. 5:17 to play. Now could be a big possession for Kansas. Pollard. Meyer has 4 fouls. And Pollard with the left hand. And Iowa State thought he had traveled.
Might have got away with one. Iowa State's defense has been very tough, even with the big fellas having 4 fouls.
Scott Pollard has 8. 5 minutes to play. Iowa State. 3-point lead in the basketball. Hoiberg dumps it inside. Meyer's going to go right after Pollard. Oh, what a shot by Loren Meyer.
Tough shot. Would have been easier if he'd have the left hand.
16 for Meyer. 5-point lead, Iowa State. 4:43 to play. Jerod Haase with a miss. Hamilton the rebound. The Cyclones with a 5-point lead in the ball. 4:27 to play. And their fans on their feet and roaring in Kemper. Under 5 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are now playing awfully well, and Loren Meyer has stepping up.
18 to the big center from Iowa State, and the Cyclones by 7. And KU needing something at their end, and Pollard got it, counted, he was fouled.
And James Hamilton will have fouled out of this ball game.
Pollard came back with the answer. He has 10, and Hamilton to the bench. Michalik coming into the game.
Give Kansas credit. They're going to go inside and attack. Meyer doesn't want to foul. Hamilton tries to make the block. He makes the swing, hits Pollard's arm. The ball goes in. He'll have a seat. Look at the aggressiveness of Loren Meyer. I said earlier it'd been easier with the left hand. A lot of times he'll go that way and shoot it right-handed. Much more difficult shot than if he just came across his body and shot a little left-handed hook.
James Hamilton fouls out with no points. Somebody will look at a box score somewhere tomorrow and say, well, they didn't do anything. You want to bet?
Yeah. I tell you what, Tim Floyd would love to have him another year.
Scott Pollard with 11 points now. 4-point lead, Iowa State. 4:04 to play. What a ball game.
Kansas now 1-3-1 half-court zone trap. They will trap the basketball a different time.
Kimbrough.
Iowa State should be effective if they get some in the middle. They have shooters. Michalik, Beechum, Hoiberg from the outside. Someone has to penetrate it in the middle to free the shooters up, though.
11 on the shot clock. Beechum for 3. Nope, that one wouldn't go, and Pollard with the rebound for Kansas, and the Hawks down 4 with the basketball. 3:30 to play. Haase and Hoiberg collide in the lane. Fouls on Hoiberg. His first. He's not fouled out of the game all year.
Watch the aggressiveness of Haase with the basketball. A little shuffle pass there. LaFrentz has a layup on the offensive end. Iowa State, if you just pass it around against the zone, it usually is not that effective. I mean, I don't think you want to settle for a 35-footer or a 30-footer, though you have good shooters.
Haase shooting 2. He has 8 points. That's his first point in the second half. Iowa State, there's their record when leading with 5 minutes left. They're leading here with 3:29 to play. 2 big free throws from Jerod Haase. He has 9 points, and it's a 2-point lead, Iowa State.
And here come the Kansas Jayhawks fans on their feet.
This fun or what?
This is great. What a great atmosphere.
Where else would you rather be right now? Beechum outside to Kimbrough. Every possession big now. Michalik looking in at Meyer. 18 on the shot clock. 3:10 left in the game. Michalik driving to the bucket, softly with it. No, tip. Meyer twice. No. Fighting again. He's got it again. He forces it up and knocked down by Pollard. And here comes KU working for the tie or the lead. Haase drops it inside, and a foul on Jason Kimbrough with 2:53 to play.
Well, right now, Fred, it's a war. Loren Meyer fought him on one end. Hoiberg fought him on the other end.
You know what Tim Floyd's talking about? This.
Look at Michalik go up. Meyer has 1 attempt, 2. Now he's going to be crowded around 3 Kansas Jayhawks. He tries to go up through him. Pollard really makes a terrific play. Then they go to the other end. Pollard draws contact, gets a foul.
Pollard, 10 points in the ball game. 6 of them here in the second half. There's Michalik with a bandage on his lip and chin. Pollard could tie it with 2 free throws here. This is something. The look on Scott Pollard's face. Welcome those of you joining us on ESPN right now. 2:53 to play. And Scott Pollard missing the first free throw to get Kansas within 1 here. Iowa State with a 2-point lead. 2:53 to play.
Pollard 3 of 6 from the free throw line. It'll be interesting if he makes this to see what Kansas does on the defensive end. They went to the 1-3-1 trap last time down. Big Ostertag now comes back in for Pollard. Makes it a little more difficult for Loren Meyer to score inside, but Big O has 4 fouls.
And so does Loren Meyer. So the battle between the 2 centers now. And each of them with 4 fouls. We have a timeout here with 2:53 left in this one. Semifinal action at the Big 8 tournament in Kansas City at this break. Iowa State with a 1-point lead over Kansas. We'll bring you right back to Kemper.
It's happening. Only the people who invented America's best-selling minivans could have a sale like this. The Chrysler Plymouth National Minivan Sale is here. Get $1,000 cash back on Plymouth Voyager, Roomy or Grand Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country. Chrysler minivan owners get an extra $500 back. Add that to option package values and get up to $2,600 off. But it won't last long. The Chrysler Plymouth National Minivan Sale. Only at the minivan store at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
What's the difference between your combo meals?
Let's see. There's the Me-Too-1, the Me-Too-2.
Most fast food places have a pretty narrow definition of variety.
Which brings us to the Me-Too-7.
At Sonic, we serve everything from cheese conies to cherry limeades. Or try our chicken and tots special. A delicious chicken breast sandwich and crispy tater tots made fresh to order. Right now at a special low price.
Sonic, driving for a change.
And welcome those of you joining us across the nation now. We have 2:53 left in this semifinal game. Iowa State with a basketball and a 1-point lead. There are the timeout situations. KU 2, Iowa State 1. The arrow belongs to Kansas. Neither team with a foul to give. In fact, the next foul, everybody will shoot two.
Kansas back, man-to-man defense.
2:47 to play.
Beechum and Hoiberg on the outside. Meyer on the inside. Look for Iowa State. Those three players are the ones scoring the points.
17 on the shot clock. Hoiberg pops out, takes the pass, dumps it inside, and Meyer is there, up softly, and he got it.
Terrific pass, terrific move by Meyer to get himself free inside. Ostertag does not want to foul with 4 fouls, but he has to be more aggressive than that.
Meyer with 20, Iowa State up by 3, 2:17 to play, and every possession gets big now. Ostertag, Meyer has 4, and count the basket, and Loren Meyer just fouled out of the ballgame.
You know what's tough about that? Meyer almost tried not to foul. He was almost getting out of the way. You see the reaction by Big O, Greg Ostertag. Give Kansas credit. They continue to try to pound it down low. Ostertag has position. Meyer hits him with the lower end of the body. They're going to call it. You know, B.J. Williams put a terrific pick on Loren Meyer to allow Ostertag to freedom. Look at the big fella.
Well, it's a tough way to have to leave the ballgame. Loren Meyer, who has been so good down the stretch for Iowa State, fouls out with 20 points on the afternoon and battling that big front line from Kansas all day. And Ostertag now will go to the line with a chance to tie this game. 20 points and 12 rebounds.
Well, now Tim Floyd has to bring in Sean Jackson, only 6'4", very athletic.
Well, it really comes down now to a few possessions. Hoiberg and Beechum, the shooters, have carried Iowa State along with Meyer today.
We have to look at it two ways. You say, well, now Kansas is so much bigger. But on the offensive end, Iowa State can space it out. Sean Jackson, much more mobile. Michalik is more mobile. Ostertag will have a hard time guarding Michalik outside, so that again will free up the interior. Oh, he has a layup.
Beechum roaring to the basket, and Ostertag just fouled out. And Beechum is on the deck. Let's see if he's okay. They're getting him up. Greg Ostertag just fouled out of the ballgame 8 seconds after Loren Meyer did.
Kansas did not get back defensively.
That's rare.
Yeah, that is rare. Beat at their own game. Beechum took it strong to the glass. Ostertag hit the ball, but the lower part of the body did not try to hurt Beechum.
Tell you, the intensity level started high and just keeps climbing here in Kemper this afternoon. Now Beechum to the line. He's a 70% shooter. He has 18 points today.
It's unusual for a kid like Hurl Beechum, who shoots the ball so well, to only shoot 70%.
Yes, it is. 2-point lead, Iowa State. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to play. Vaughn for Kansas. Haase off a pick, takes it to the circle, and a miss, and Michalik with a rebound.
Good defense by Hoiberg. He chased Haase, kind of bumped him as he went by. A little lower hand shot, no call.
Now the motion offense again for Iowa State. 1:42 to play. 63-61 Cyclones.
Pollard on Sean Jackson. Big mismatch. In fact, Sean Jackson just tried to pull him away from the basket. Pollard wants to stay in that lane area. Iowa State has a lot of free space around the paint.
6 on the shot clock. There's your score. 3 on the shot clock. Michalik strong with a try. And Sean Jackson trying to save it. Did he get the timeout? He got another mid-air timeout. That's the second time today that Iowa State has got a mid-flight timeout.
It's talented to be able to grab the basketball and get your hands in that position.
Well, John Sunvold, we've seen one heck of a basketball game. We've got a little more left.
Well, take a look at this. Great hustle. Sean Jackson just gets in the ball game. You know what? Smart enough to know what to do in that situation. He had nowhere else to go. The shot clock had run down. You see 2 on the top of it. Jackson goes hard for the basketball. He's more mobile than Pollard. The timeout, again, it's kind of the please timeout.
There's the Iowa State huddle. I think I saw Joe Moderman, a shooter, just check in. He has not been in the game today. Iowa State has spent their last timeout now with 1:17 to play.
Handle the basketball with your perimeter players. Keep the lane free. Pollard wants to stay home, but he has to honor Michalik. Michalik's a good enough shooter to pull him away.
There's Kansas at Kemper Arena where they are now, where they stopped Connecticut with 29% shooting and handed them their first loss of the year. And yesterday, Kansas State shooting only 26%, and that might emphasize how good Iowa State is shooting it here today for the year. Kansas opponents shooting only 38%, and they have had to work for every good shot they've had here today.
Kansas will now want just solid defense. Make Iowa State beat you with a score. Plenty of time left in this ball game. No silly fouls. Just guard them. Make Iowa State do something on the offensive end. There's a basketball head.
Captain Basketball there. Iowa State has never won the Big 8 postseason tournament. They're trying to fight their way into the championship game tomorrow. Kansas has won 4 tournaments.
You saw a good picture of Hoiberg there. Moderman, you said, checked in the ball game. He is a shooter also.
Tim Floyd calling Moderman over to say something to him, and here we go.
I would expect Tim Floyd again to spread the floor.
Roy Williams now talking to Fisher, maybe wanting to know why Tim Floyd could call Moderman over and stop the play there. Roy Williams now has a question at the scorers table might be about Moderman being in the game. Tim Floyd with a few extra seconds now to set up a play.
Well, I believe he's on their roster.
He's there. And he did report. I saw him. Stanley Reynolds explaining it now to Tim Floyd. Tim Floyd saying, all right, let's just play.
Tim's just happy to be here at this point of the game.
Oh, they lob it into backcourt. Beechum puts it up.
That is fine.
32 on the shot clock. They could run the clock down to about 45 seconds now before they take this shot if they want to.
Spacing's important. Moderman can beat him off the dribble.
Moderman got his own rebound back, and we have a foul on Kansas on Jerod Haase.
Well, you may wonder about that because it's early in the shot clock. But Moderman had the open lane as he goes in, kind of clutches a little bit. Pollard makes a good move. He stays with it, gets his own rebound. A 70% free throw shooter.
Raef LaFrentz returns for Kansas, and Iowa State has a substitute at the bench for Moderman, the shooter, if he makes them.
And that'll be Sean Jackson who will come in on the defensive end. Moderman on the offensive end, Jackson on the defensive end.
70% shooter. Moderman will shoot 2, his team up 2 with 1 minute to play. This is a little tough. He has been sitting on the bench all day watching this intensity, and now he has to come off the bench and do something big.
Tough situation. You sit there, you're excited because half the bench is cheering your teammate on. You have to be calm.
He came back and got that one. It's a 3-point lead to Iowa State. Now Sean Jackson replaces Joe Moderman for the defensive set.
You saw Tim Floyd looking at Sean Jackson talking about the 3-point shot.
Some ball game.
Boy, they've got it in low. Pollard has the lob over the top if they want to get it.
Billy Thomas. Jerod Haase, 23 on the shot clock. 49 left in the game, and Kansas turned it over. Pollard started for the basket. Haase threw it behind him. Moderman will get back in for Iowa State at the offensive end. 47.8 seconds to play. Iowa State leading by 3.
Pollard sets a back pick. He wanted the ball there. He didn't get it. Now he's going back in. The basketball. The reaction.
Michalik gets it to Kimbrough in backcourt.
Well, Kansas can make one stop. They'll get the ball back. 11-second differential. Shot clock and game clock.
21 on the shot clock. Hoiberg to Kimbrough.
Watch for the play. They run the picker a lot of times in this situation. Now they're going triple pick for Hoiberg.
10 on the shot clock. Kimbrough. Moderman from the corner for 3. Didn't get it. And here comes Kansas with 15 seconds to play, down by 3. LaFrentz from three-point range with the basketball. 8 seconds left. Haase has picked up the dribble. Vaughn, 4 seconds left. Vaughn for 3 in the tie. With 2.8 seconds to play, Iowa State doesn't have a timeout. Hoiberg came up short. We'll go to overtime.
Well, how about that? Jacque Vaughn hadn't hit a three-pointer all day. Been short. Sometimes when it has to be made, good players make them. Terrific play by Vaughn.
We will go to overtime at Kemper. Jacque Vaughn, who's done it so many times, just rescued the Jayhawks from them.
Take a look at the shot. One bounce. He elevates himself. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Then defensively, they got back. Bothered Hoiberg enough. Terrific shot. Terrific play. You know what? Give Jerod Haase credit. He didn't force one. He thought about it, didn't force it, gave it to a teammate. Now the defense. Vaughn all over Hoiberg. Got a good enough look, but from half court, they at least bothered him enough.
John, that is maybe the second biggest stray that Jacque Vaughn has ever made. He made one against Indiana at the gun in overtime to give the Jayhawks a victory last year in Lawrence. That one keeps them alive in the semifinal round here.
You know, it's funny when you read coaches in the Big 8 talk about the Big 8 tournament. Well, you know, if we don't win, it's okay and all that.
Sure.
Baloney. I saw Roy Williams' face when Jacque hit that one. I'll tell you what, terrific. Haase was looking for a shot, gave it up to Vaughn. One hard bounce.
Some basketball game.
All Big 8 first team.
I'll tell you what, they didn't concede anything to Fred Hoiberg there. So we will play a 5-minute overtime with a 64-64 tie. Hey, look there. I know him. That's my son. That's Joe. Pardon me. Joe's into it.
Who's he cheering for?
I'm not sure. I think he's cheering for the game. He loves the game. He's having fun here.
Well, the overtime obviously would favor Kansas in the fact that Loren, Meyer is out of the ball game and James Hamilton for Iowa State. Iowa State's going to have to find a way to produce some points. They're going to go with their shooting lineup with Moderman staying in and Michalik, Beechum, Hoiberg, and then those 4 guys are the shooters. I think you'll look for more motion from Iowa State and space it out. From Kansas, I think you'll see them pound the ball inside.
Michalik and LaFrentz to start the overtime. LaFrentz controls the tip. Kansas has the first possession. Jacque Vaughn. Kimbrough, and he back it out of there.
Moderman is 6'9" and can guard LaFrentz, but he plays more like a guard rather than a forward inside.
Tough shooting look for Scott Pollard right there. He had that thing down inside the ring and it came back out. Kimbrough for Iowa State. Hoiberg. Michalik steps in, throws it up softly and got it.
Nice play by Hoiberg. Freed himself up, freed his teammate up, and gave him the pass. Oh, good steal.
Kimbrough able to pry it loose, and now he's going to be called for what? He's out of bounds over there to Kansas.
You know, he's trying, as the ball rolled out of bounds, he's trying to call timeout, too. Tim must be practicing that play. Good hustle, though, by Kimbrough.
4:15 left in the overtime. Iowa State by 2. Boy, this has been some basketball game. Haase a little strong with it. And we have a whistle blowing down inside.
Beechum was beat from the outside on the shot. He is face guarding Thomas on there. Did not know the shot went up. Thomas beat him to the ball.
Billy Thomas, 6'4" freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana. 6 points today, 72% shooter. Really good-looking shooter.
Billy Thomas has played so well the last couple weeks of this season. Gives them another weapon as they head into the NCAA. Terrific shooter.
But he's something. He's going to make a lot of spectacular shots for Kansas before he leaves there. Now it's a one-point ball game. Thomas has 7. 4:05 left in the overtime. Hey, one thing, Tim Floyd has done a terrific job of getting Iowa State back after they went through a very tough road stretch. Hurl Beechum, 3.
Bingo, this kid can really shoot it. You can't give him any space. Beechum has a little smile on his face.
22 for Hurl Beechum, his season high. Iowa State by 4, 3:36 left in the overtime. You can hear the Cyclone fans chanting defense. Billy Thomas fires one up that won't fall. Cyclones up 4 with the basketball. 3:26 left in the overtime.
Not the shot Roy Williams wanted. Fadeaway three-pointer with a man in your face. Iowa State will run a little bit of clock. A lot of motion to their offense.
Hoiberg, that man. Hoiberg popped it in a hurry. Couldn't get it. Michalik trying to save it. Hoiberg throws it back in, and Haase picks it off for Kansas. Tough shot for Haase. That one won't go.
Another bad decision. No numbers. It was 2-on-3. Iowa State got back defensively. Haase should have just brought it back out.
2:52 left in the overtime. 24 on the shot clock for Iowa State. Cyclones with the ball and a 4-point lead. Michalik short with a try. And Billy Thomas up to Jacque Vaughn for Kansas. Kansas turns it over with 2:32 left in the overtime.
11th turnover of the ball game, but that's 3 straight trips and 3 bad decisions.
Iowa State content to walk it up. 2:20 left in the overtime. 24 on the shot clock.
Really have some tired bodies on the floor.
Yeah, you do. Moderman. Kimbrough. 10 on the shot clock.
Pick the picker.
Hurl Beechum. That's another hit me.
I tell you what. He drew rain with that one.
Cyclones up 7, their biggest lead of the day, with 1:50 left in the overtime, and a foul might have been Moderman. Kimbrough was down there also.
Iowa State runs pick the picker. They jumped out too late. I tell you, that was deep and a high archer. Hurl Beechum has been terrific this tournament. He's really had a good year.
Yeah, he's matched his career high today with 25. Moderman with a big pat on the back as he comes out. Don Jackson back in to replace him. Jacque Vaughn on the line. Kansas needing everything they can get right now, and Vaughn knocks it down. 14 points for Jacque Vaughn. Make it 15. Now the timeout called. 1:50 left in the overtime. Iowa State will have the basketball when we come back. They have a 5-point lead.
Ever been to a junkyard? Wrecked cars everywhere. You can almost hear the sounds they made on impact. Brute force does such a terrible thing to your car and to its precious contents. At Phillips 66, we don't want to lose a single customer. Please buckle up and drive carefully. When we say come back, we mean it.
We were looking for the most significant vehicle in the market. We weighed technological advancement, value, and performance. Introducing Chrysler Cirrus, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above, it's the new plateau.
1:50 left in the overtime. Iowa State has the basketball and a 5-point lead as we return. Boy, Hurl Beechum has matched his career high with 25. 11 3-point goals in 2 games here, a new big hit record. He got 5 in the second half yesterday. He has 6 today.
And if they win, he'll have another day to up that record. Dave Seeger had that old record, Oklahoma Sooner.
Hoiberg against Gurley and backcourt.
They put the ball in the hands of their best free throw shooter to bring the ball up the floor.
Kimbrough, 23 on the shot clock, 1:36 left in the overtime. Michalik doesn't look very comfortable handling the basketball and finds Hoiberg again.
Kansas now has to chase Iowa State a little bit with their big body. LaFrentz and Pollard will have to play on the outside a little bit more than they'd probably like to.
6 on the shot clock. Michalik alone at the top of the circle. In and out. And the loose ball battle won by Iowa State. And a foul on Gurley with 1:13 left in the overtime.
And that is the second terrific play that Sean Jackson has made. The first one in regulation when he got the rebound, called the timeout. This time he keeps the ball alive. Look at Jackson right there. Keeps the ball alive, allows Michalik to pick it up. Gurley with the foul.
Julius Michalik, a 77% free throw shooter, a senior from Slovakia. Iowa State up 5 with 1:13 to play. Jerod Haase is back in for Kansas.
Iowa State has done a nice job on the offensive rebounding. 13 this afternoon against Kansas. Kansas with only 8.
These two teams have really shown us something here. Kansas down 7 now. Vaughn with a spinning move to the basket. Jacque Vaughn.
Spinning move, quick timeout. It didn't take him long to score. A few seconds. Pushes the ball, gets the layup.
Wonder how many Jacque Vaughn could score if he wanted to. 1:06 left in this overtime. Iowa State by 5, and they have the ball when we come back.
Everyone's being so nice to me.
Honey, stay and watch the game. I'll go mow the lawn.
I mean, really nice.
Dad, I want to change my curfew from midnight to 11.
Too nice.
Everybody wants to be your friend because friends fly free on Southwest Airlines.
Hey, neighbor.
Make reservations and buy your round-trip ticket at our low, unrestricted fare.
Look, John, in my professional opinion, you're simply the nicest guy I've ever met. In fact, you're my favorite patient.
Friends fly free. Anywhere Southwest flies.
Considering what your business has to figure,
25, 130. How much time we got left?
you may not have figured that if your business uses AT&T, you're probably on the wrong calling plan. Over half of AT&T's customers are, which is why hundreds of thousands of businesses are trading in AT&T and investing in Proof. MCI will analyze your AT&T bill and give you proof positive, written proof of how much your business can save by switching to MCI, proving once again the only savings that are true are the ones you can see.
Back at Kemper Arena, Kansas has cut the lead to 5 with a spectacular move by Jacque Vaughn. Even more impressive was the fact it only took him 4 seconds to go full court, go into the lane, make the twisting shot, and then get a quick timeout. Iowa State has the lead, but you want Kansas to run a little bit of clock off before they get that kind of shot. Full court pressure by the Jayhawks.
Hoiberg can run the baseline and does, and he needs some help. And he gets Kimbrough. Now Hoiberg again. 1 minute left in the overtime now. Iowa State 5-point lead. Hoiberg gets it to Michalik.
Hoiberg is a sure ball handler. Not a great spectacular handler, but a sure one.
Now B.J. Williams has fouled Michalik, who just made 2 free throws. He scored 4 in the overtime. 52.3 seconds left in the overtime. Iowa State up 5. Needless to say, these will be big, and Moderman's out and Jackson back in for the Cyclones.
No, Iowa State, give them credit. Struggled through a Big 8 season where everyone predicted they'd do well. Now they may be playing as good a basketball as they have all year, and at the right time. Loren Meyer's been terrific. Jason Kimbrough has had an outstanding ball game. He has controlled the offense for Iowa State. Beechum is now a factor. That'll free up Hoiberg as they get along further, and next week when they start the NCAA.
They now go back to their win in Lincoln last Sunday, the regular season, how big that was, and now they've turned in a couple of terrific games down here.
A big one in Lincoln. It was Michalik who hit the winning jump shot from the corner with 4 seconds left against the Cornhuskers.
Michalik has 9. That's a 6-point lead with 52 seconds to play. A few miles from here, the NCAA selection committee undoubtedly watching this thing, and the Cyclones seeding may be going up no matter how this one finishes.
Well, they love teams that are playing well at this particular time of the year. And Iowa State is just, it started yesterday. It took them to the second half, but they've played a great ball game today.
Sean Pearson, for what could be a big 3, came up short. And look at the hustle on the baseline, but it's out of bounds to Kansas. 42 seconds left in the overtime. Iowa State by 7. Number 1 seed, Kansas, ranked number 2 in the nation. And a whale of a battle here with the Cyclones of Iowa State, who are stamping legitimate all over themselves.
Good defense by Michalik. Pass. No look at the basket.
Jacque Vaughn.
Good help.
Got rid of it to Pearson. Too strong with a try. Hoiberg has the rebound.
That is outstanding. That is outstanding on the defensive end. Hoiberg pushed Haase, couldn't get a shot off. Then Michalik helped. No good look to the basket. They shored up the rebounding. Hoiberg goes to free throw line. Iowa State fans have something to be excited about. Their ball club playing exceptionally well.
That's Kemper Arena, folks. There's enough electricity in here right now to light the city for the rest of the weekend.
The defense. Pearson has to force a bomb. Beechum's in his face. Hoiberg attacks the basketball. Vaughn comes up from behind. Little foul. Wanted the jump ball.
Hoiberg with 16 points, 87% free throw shooter. The Meyer.
You know, this gives Kansas, if they lose this ball game with 28 seconds left, it gets them time off. Possibly a #1 seed in the Midwest. A good chance of it.
The Hawks are on the ropes, down 9 with 27 seconds to play. It's going to take a near miracle for them to bail it out now. Iowa State smelling the victory. Pass for 3, and it banked it in from out in front. And the Jayhawks are still alive in this thing. It's a 6-point game with 19 seconds to play. A 2-possession game.
Still alive, 2-possession ball game. Iowa State is a good free throw shooting team, and they're in control of this ball game. And you think about it, we said in the overtime, the Iowa State at a disadvantage without Loren, Meyer, without Hamilton. They have played well and done a good job. This is a big shot. This is a big shot because it knocks it down to 2 possessions. I'm not sure he called bank on it, but he will take it. A quick timeout. Kansas can now set the pressure up. They will go for a steal or a quick foul. Make Iowa State beat you somehow.
Both teams shooting 2 shots on every free throw. The possession arrow belongs to Iowa State. They don't have to shoot it. 19.2 seconds to play in the overtime, and they're up by 6.
With the pressure that will come, sometimes the most open area is over the top. A lot of times Tim Floyd will have 4 guys start in different corners of the half court, and then they kind of run to the middle and break off. I'm not sure if that's what he'll do, but a lot of times with pressure defense, the long bomb will be there.
Kemper Arena sold out for the 9th consecutive year. Another game to go this afternoon. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, and it could be another one just like this one. The winners of the 2 games will meet tomorrow afternoon at noon in Kansas City for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Big 8 hopefully getting at least 5 in the postseason party. .2 seconds left in the overtime.
Iowa State starts out in the corners. They meet, and then they branch out. Hoiberg, the man they want with the basketball, has it.
Now he'd like to get some time off the clock before the foul. 12.9 seconds left as they foul Hoiberg. He just made 2. He's 4 for 4 today. He's an 87% free throw shooter with 18 points today.
Hoiberg's smart enough to keep the basketball, and that's a nice thing. He will draw the contact. Just keep it in his hand.
12.9 seconds left in the overtime. Iowa State up 6 with a great free throw shooter, Fred Hoiberg, on the line. 4 for 4 at the line today, 87% on the year. And John, here's a team that at halftime yesterday had scored only 15 points, looked like they were about to go out of the tournament, and here they are, looking like they're headed now for the championship game.
15 points. Their coach had been kicked out. But again, I've said it before, senior ball clubs do well in this tournament because it's their last chance. Iowa State is a senior-laden ball club.
Hoiberg has 20. The Cyclones have a stranglehold on it. 7 seconds left in the overtime. Pass for 3. No. Beechum fighting for the rebound. The Cyclones have it. And Pollard is going to foul Sean Jackson. As the game goes off, this one's over. And Iowa State has done it.
Well, a terrific ball game for Iowa State. They get to play tomorrow. The celebration doesn't last long. We're in tournament action, but what a terrific ball game. The seniors came out and played well. Kansas, a good ball club, should be a #1 seed. They get to rest. and start next week on their track to try to get to Seattle. But Hoiberg and Meyer and Beechum, they stepped up big. James Hamilton, there's a happy Tim Floyd. He's happy he's still around at this part.
He went 15 rounds today. After the ejection in the first half yesterday, Kansas 23-5, ranked number 2 in the nation, the Big 8 regular season champion. Iowa State now 22-9, and in the championship game tomorrow against either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, that yet to be determined.
Big 8 basketball has been brought to you by Phillips 66, the performance company, makers of high-quality super clean gasoline and Trop Arctic premium motor oil. By Southwest Airlines, flying the low-fare airline is just plain smart. By MCI, if your business is looking for proof of better service, consider it done. By Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. And by Chrysler and the new Chrysler Cirrus Sports Sedan.
There it is in overtime. Iowa State defeating Kansas 80-72. Let's get you now to Studio 66 and Al Wallace.
Thanks, Fred. I've got 3 happy Cyclones with me. First, head coach Tim Floyd. Coach, I heard you said earlier today you knew you'd see a good basketball game, but you just wanted to be around to see all of it. You not only did that, you saw a win. You saw your team come out on top.
I guess I had a little extra time to prepare yesterday, okay? But, no, I tell you, I'm real happy for this group of seniors. You know, we fought it and lost a couple of tough ones late. I always felt like we were a pretty good basketball team, but I think the way we won our last 2 games, coming down from 10 and coming down from 7, those wins are bigger than beating somebody by 20 as far as confidence builders.
You knew you could beat this Kansas team because you did it at home in Ames. You go to overtime, they hit a big shot, they got the momentum. You kept them very down in overtime.
Well, we defended well, and Joe Moderman and Sean Jackson came in, did a nice job on the glass, and our seniors stepped up, made some shots. Hurl Beechum in here with us, made a couple there at the end of regulation that counted, and when we're making shots, we're a decent basketball team.
You said it was a tough season. Certainly it's been for everybody in the Big 8. Your team's in the championship game tomorrow. Your first year, what's it mean to you, Coach?
Oh, it means a lot just because I think it puts us in the NCAA tournament. I've been doing this stuff 19 years, and I spent my whole life on the bubble in the WAC and the Sun Belt, and I don't think justifiably so. Those are great leagues, and they've got teams that are representative of being here. But it's a nice feeling, and I hope we play well.
Coach, I appreciate your time. Not only 40 minutes today, but 45.
Okay,
thank you very much. I've now got the #1 citizen, the mayor, with me now, Fred Hoiberg. 20 points, 7 rebounds. You struggled yesterday. I think you knew that. Confidence coming in today, or was that just an off day at the office?
Oh, it was very frustrating yesterday. You know, I went out in warm-ups and I was hitting shots, and I felt great yesterday, and the shot just wouldn't fall down. I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't there. Tonight, you know, I got in the rhythm. I hit my first shot, and that always helps. You know, if you miss a few right away, you get thinking, especially if you're a shooter, you get thinking, you know, this might not be my night, and it just wasn't my day yesterday, but today I came back.
I want to ask you about a teammate. We hear so much about the 3 seniors, the 3 M's, yourself, Michalik, and Meyer. How about Hurl Beechum?
Yeah, what about Beechum? I mean, he is stepping up huge in this tournament, and especially when we need him. You know, he can key on the big man on Loren, and a lot of people are keying on me on the outside, and that leaves him some open shots, and he's done a great job of sticking them.
4 years in Ames at Iowa State. You're in a title game. What's that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. You know, we're there. We may as well try to win it. So it's a great feeling to be there. We beat Kansas 2 out of 3 times, and you know, we're happy now. We should be in the NCAA tournament, and we're just going to come out and play hard tomorrow.
Okay, Fred Hoiberg, appreciate your time. One more, Loren Meyer. It had to have been tough for you, Loren, on the bench for that final 5 minutes. Your guys pulled it out.
Yeah, it was really tough. You know, Kansas keeps bringing some fresh big guys in, and it really wears down on you towards the end of the game. They got us in foul trouble, but you got to give Sean Jackson and Joe Moderman a lot of credit stepping in there, getting some offensive rebounds and doing a good job on defense.
You did it against Nebraska last Sunday. You did it yesterday in the win over Missouri. Another double-double for you.
Yeah, I've been playing well. Like I said yesterday, my confidence is at a high level right now, and hopefully we can keep this up.
One more question. These fans, Iowa State, what they mean to you? They're all around.
They're everywhere. That's right. This guy just said we got the greatest fans in the world, and every time we come down here, it seems like we got the most. And they really support us, and we thank them, and hopefully we can pull this out tomorrow.
Loren Meyer, get a good night's rest. I think you're going to need it, pal.
Thank you.
Fred, we've got 5 teams down, 2 to go, 1 in the title game, Iowa State.
All right, thanks, Al Wallace. Now let's go back and take a look at our Pizza Hut stuff of the game. John Sunvold.
Well, sometimes a stuff is a stuff, and some are other not stuff. This may be just the right stuff. Jacque Vaughn at the end of regulation, the 3-point shot. I like that kind of stuff much better than the other stuff.
Boy, this one brought to you by Pizza Hut. You'll love the stuff we're made of. 80-72. Iowa State beats Kansas in overtime. John Sunvold, good game. So were you. This was fun.
This was fun. This is Big 8.
And there's more to come from Kemper Arena in Kansas